Eat?
Yeah, eat. Like food.
I don't eat food.
Consume.
Fair. Dude, any consumers in the chat?
I absorb food.
0 viewers.
Not true. I'm here.
Any consumers in the chat? Oh,
No.
damn, no. Insane.
Yeah, man.
Oh, let me send out
What's wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
But he's one of those losers that can't filter feed.
We gotta photosynthesize.
Okay. Didn't I say stream it? Man, can't believe this. Okay.
Your chat's really calling you out, you know?
Yeah, true. Okay. So. Actually, let me pour myself some more tea for this. I need it.
Yeah.
You know, it's about to get real when I start pouring the tea. Lest I spill it on stream.
Shut the fuck up.
Right onto your PC.
Yeah.
I would never spill liquids on my PC.
What are you, Brett?
Yeah, soy sauce.
You
Okay.
put soy sauce in your tea?
Yes, that's correct. I put soy sauce in my tea. It's an Asian thing. You wouldn't get it. Okay. So, for those who don't know, IGN, here's how they came up with this lovely, this amazing bracket here. They went around the IGN office, or I guess it would be like the IGN Discord server, because, you know, pandemic and all that. And I guess they just like asked people, hey, what's the best game of all time? Although really, honestly, I think what they just started asking people was, what's your favorite game? And then they just put it on this list. And I don't know how they came up with the seeding for this. I don't even know. Does anyone have any idea how you would even like seed a bracket like this?
Yeah, you take like when you go around asking people their games, right?
Right.
You just put it in a hat, and you just draw, and that's the brackets.
Oh, you know what? It might have just been like they got like a list from each person of like 5 games or whatever that I think their top 5 games. And then they, you know, when a game repeatedly showed up, it appeared on the. They got a higher seating, maybe that's how it worked. I have no fucking idea. They didn't say anything about it.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm not sure how multiple numbers appear multiple times.
Oh yeah, I guess they seeded it per side of the bracket. Yeah, I don't.
It's not even per side of the bracket. Each side has multiple entries that are seeded as 1. And
yeah, you're right.
As 2.
It's per quarter bracket. I have no idea.
I guess it could be. It looks like it could be per quarter bracket.
Yeah, per 16.
Yeah, per quarter bracket. Is that normally how you would do that?
No, but let's pretend that it is. That's
the obvious thing to do. Just go to like the Metacritic top 100 games or whatever and just use that.
Hey, stop coming up with good ideas. This is IGN. They can't go to Metacritic. IGN is a firm, independent gaming journalism company, all right? All right, so this, I figure how we should start this is we're just gonna first, before we even get into the fucking votes, which are, there are some crimes committed here. Like, if I'm being real, there were some crimes in the votes, but that's, I mean, it's IGN's fault for putting this whole thing on and doing it like this, but it's not their fault that the people voted the way they did. The plebs are gonna pleb. I don't begrudge them for that. So let's just go through the games that they chose for this list, as chosen by the IGN staff, and no one else, as far as I'm aware. They picked these games themselves. It wasn't like voted to get into this bracket. And if anyone has an objection with a game being in the contention for best game of all time, I don't know, just yell or something. I don't know.
Do we really want to interrupt this every time someone has an objection to a game being on this bracket?
I mean, there's a lot of really not good ones, but there's not that. I mean, I'm just gonna read the names and I'll just listen. I'll listen for groans. So first we got Red Dead 1, not Red Dead 2, by the way.
Is Red Dead 2 anywhere in this bracket?
Nope, just Red Dead 1.
Wow.
Yes, wow. That's the word I would use. I honestly, like, I haven't played Red Dead 1 since I played it on the 360, which was, years ago. But I do remember really loving that game. But Red Dead 2 is, like, newer, and it's, like, critically acclaimed, and, I don't know how.
I guess it comes down to personal choice. Like, just comparing the two, with my experience, I preferred Red Dead 2 just because it had a much more engaging story, but Red Dead 1 was, like, the big one that came out first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how... No, whatever. Red Dead Redemption 1, Borderlands 2, which... I mean, personally, if I'm having a conversation about best games of all time, I wouldn't even, like, think about Borderlands, but there might be some people out there who would. Joey?
Maybe not best game, but definitely best villain. I could put Borderlands 2 in contender for, like, one of the best villains made.
Handsome Jack was a pretty solid villain.
I do think the game itself is solid, but it's not the best game.
Would you say it's the best Borderlands game, Joe?
Yes, absolutely. It's 100% the best Borderlands. Until they come out, they're coming out with a new game, because after Borderlands 2, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this DLC was amazing. Can we just get a game that's just this DLC?" And then they're like, "No, we're gonna make Borderlands 3," and then everybody hated it. And now they're making a game that's just that one DLC. So now
I see. Okay, GTA San Andreas. I mean, it's a classic, I guess. I can't really knock it.
Definitely is a classic.
I don't like that there's, like... I don't know how to feel about San Andreas and 5 being on this list, but whatever. Mario Kart...
I think they're sufficiently different that warrant being...
Yeah, I guess.
Entries.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Has anyone here ever played that?
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't know if Mario Kart 8 is the best Mario Kart. I haven't played Mario Kart.
It wasn't good. Okay.
The one that came out on the Wii.
Joey's
the one that was on the Wii versus Mario Kart 8. I had Mario Kart 8. I played it for an hour, and I no longer have Mario Kart 8.
Rough.
I sold it for Fire Emblem.
Damn. Okay.
I mean, that's just a good choice, though.
Yeah, it was a great choice.
So we've got Star Wars, KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic. I mean, people love that game. I've never played it either.
Classic.
But yeah, it's classic.
CRPG, one of the early BioWare games, I believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it is BioWare, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Yeah. Okay. New Vegas.
I'm sure Tyrone has no objections.
Well, I mean, if they insist to put on, to have New Vegas in the conversation, I can't complain. League of Legends.
Yeah, if they insist on, blowing out most of the other competition immediately.
Yeah, League of Legends. Are there okay? There are people on planet Earth who probably think that League is the best game ever made, but like, are they real
I mean,
people?
I would genuinely question that assertion because everyone I know who has ever played League of Legends hates League of Legends, even though they still play League of Legends.
Yeah,
See,
yeah,
the thing about League is that it still is like one of the top like fucking economically stable games. It still has like some of the most concurring players of like any game.
true,
Like people hate it, but it is still so played.
true. But there are
I
other
mean, it's
games.
definitely not my favorite game, but I mean, I play it
But
and like I'm okay with playing it.
there are other games that are also like, in that field of very old, still living, multiplayer games. Other games in the same genre as League, dare I say, that could have been on this list that are not.
Never heard of any other game like League.
Yeah,
Never.
never.
Nope.
Yeah, I guess
There are
there's
no other games in that genre.
Yeah, I guess League did invent MOBAs, didn't they? They did
Yeah.
it, League, not Riot, League.
And anybody else who claims that there's another one is just objectively wrong.
Yep. I'm waiting for someone in my chat to say, "Where's Heroes of the Storm?"
Actually,
No. Okay, we've got WoW. I mean, WoW. I feel like WoW could skate by just on account of like 2007, right?
I don't know.
Like I
Played
remember
WoW for 10 minutes and stopped playing WoW.
I remember a time when WoW was like the video game people were talking about, and apparently it was. I mean, there's enough people out there with nostalgia boners for classic WoW that they rebooted it and it did really well. So it's probably in like the conversation, right?
Yeah.
It's like the best MMO of all time, probably.
I definitely would probably put it on this list too.
The issue I'm finding with a lot of these entries is it brings up the question of what defines the best games. A lot of these seem to be entries of popularity.
Yes. Yes.
League, we're seeing Fortnite on here. It's the games that are incredibly popular and a lot of people play them, but you would have to make a much stronger argument for their quality to be enough to justify saying it's the best game ever.
Yeah, but then you get stuff like Chrono Trigger and what was that other one? Inside?
Fortnite?
Well,
yeah, but Chrono Trigger is like a critically acclaimed
True.
JRPG from back in the SNES.
Yeah, but I've heard of it, but I've barely heard of it.
Yeah, it's a very niche game, Chrono Trigger, I think. Almost as niche as Fortnite. Dare I say. I mean, what joke can you even make about Fortnite being on this list that isn't already, like, it's here?
Yeah.
Like...
I don't know, something about default dancing?
I guess.
I don't know.
We'll have to workshop that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger, reasonable. Burnout 3 Takedown, kind of a niche game, I think. Like, well, maybe it's just because there hasn't been, like, a good Burnout game in a while. Or actually, when was the last Burnout game?
No idea.
Years ago,
You're
right?
more well versed in that franchise. Would you say that Burnout 3 is a good representative for the franchise?
I've never played a Burnout game.
All right, fair.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's see. The last Burnout game was Burnout Paradise Remastered.
Oh, yeah, they did do that. Yeah, they did do a remaster of Paradise. Oh, yeah, actually, no, I've played Burnout Paradise once briefly. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's the Paradise City. That's the song. You drive the car. This was a long time ago. Call of Duty 4.
So where's Driver San Francisco?
Bruh.
Isn't that game just not available anywhere anymore?
Technically you can buy used discs of Driver San Francisco on Amazon, but you won't.
There's no... Yeah, and there's also no digital.
Yeah. Well, no retail digital sales.
Oh, boy. Yeah, yes, no retail digital sales.
So we briefly talked about this earlier. COD 4, best COD?
No.
I'd say you could easily make an argument for that. It certainly was a big diving off point for the series, because up until then, like COD 2 and 3 were decent, but are just way on the shallower end of game design. And then COD 4 came out and revolutionized the entire genre.
True. I would say COD 4 is probably my favorite COD. I don't know what's like. I couldn't even think of. Actually, wait. I did a tier list of Call of Duty, didn't I? I don't remember what I.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, in like all of the games I played.
My experience with Call of Duty starts at 2 and ends at Modern Warfare 3.
I mean, that was a good time to stop.
If anything after that was a contender for the best COD game, I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't. I mean, maybe Modern Warfare Remastered was good enough. I don't know.
People were not keen on the multiplayer. I have no idea if the campaign is any decent.
For which one?
Modern Warfare Remastered.
Modern Warfare Remastered.
I heard the campaign was like okay.
It seems like, because it has mixed reviews on Steam, and most of the reviews say, even the negative ones are like, the multiplayer is bad. Don't get it for the multiplayer. Single player is fine if you just want that, but you're paying full MSRP for a single player.
I see. Oh my god, COD on the DS. I forgot they made like ports of Call of Duty games on the DS.
Yes, they did.
That reminds me that there was one on the Wii, and you could use the.
Oh yeah,
dude, as the gun.
This is all right. Bear my shame to the world. The first time I ever played COD 4 was on the Wii.
Nice.
Damn, dude.
I eventually got around to playing it on the 360 proper, but the first time I ever played COD 4 was on the Wii. Not terrible, actually, but it's like
it's COD on the Wii.
It's COD on the Wii. You gotta learn to point that Wiimote real good, because that's the only aiming you've got.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna drop maybe a hot take here. I don't think GoldenEye 007 should be in the talk for best game of all time.
I don't know. It depends on. I mean, I feel like the further back we go, we can point out games just weren't as well developed and they didn't have the technology. So can we really say that an older game is even a contender for best game ever? But in terms of legacy, I think GoldenEye is pretty strong.
I don't know. I mean, it did like revolutionize shooters on consoles, but like it invented the control scheme basically.
Didn't it revolutionize like local multiplayer in shooters? It's like I know previously you had like games that you could play on LAN. Like wasn't like GoldenEye one of the first ones where you could play couch like competitive split screen?
That might be the case. I actually don't know.
It's part of why it has such a legacy. Is a lot of people have good memories of playing it with their friends, playing the competitive multiplayer with each other.
I was searching up the fucking Wikipedia article for GoldenEye. I typed GoldenEye 2007 instead of 007.
Nice. When I think of like playing competitive like split screen and stuff like that, I think my first thought goes to like Halo 2. That's what I like associate that with. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never played 007, so I don't know.
Well, 007 was on the N64.
True.
Oh, that's right, huh?
It was one of the first. That's why I say it has legacy.
Yeah, so I think GoldenEye 007, according to Wikipedia, it was probably the first game to have local multiplayer split screen with up to 4 players in deathmatch. I guess that's fair. I guess. If yeah, all right. Fair enough, GoldenEye. You win this round.
I mean, again, like some of the entries on this list just bring up the debate of what qualifies something as being the best game.
Yeah, I mean, I'll play GoldenEye Sourced sometime, and I'll tell you how it is. Definitely the same game. Oh shit, Journey. I forgot Journey was on this list. Fucking Has anyone else here played Journey?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
I know about Journey. I've never played it.
Hey, Sean, is Journey the best game of all time?
Journey is not even in the running.
I agree. I mean, it's good, but
Definitely, I don't know if it was one of the trendsetters or if it just was one of the ones that stood out in the indie artistic game.
it was probably a trendsetter because this was back on the PS3. This was probably like, this is like it's even like pre like Super Meat Boy. This is like one of the first like indie games I can think of on console that like really blew up.
Could be.
There are worse entries on this list, like Dishonored.
I really like Dishonored. I personally
Dishonored is a
love
better
it. It's
game
in
than
my
Journey.
top tier games, but I recognize that part of that is just because it really speaks to me. I don't think I would say it contends for the best game, even if it's like I can understand why someone would proclaim it as one of their favorites.
Yeah, Dishonored 1 has a catastrophic flaw in its game design that prevents it from being in the running.
Rough.
It's how all of the tools they give you are lethal, and then they punish you for going lethal.
Yeah, that
The
can be
sequels did
frustrating.
it better because they gave you a bunch of non-lethal tools.
Yeah, that's fair.
Also, the DLCs for those games are better than the main games. It's kind of funny.
Worth noting, Dishonored 2, not on this list. Portal 2, though.
Is Portal 1 on
2.
this list?
No, not Portal 1. Portal 2. I think
Oh,
Portal 2 is
2
pretty
is a.
pretty standout, better than Portal 1.
I've heard people say that they prefer Portal 1 just because they feel it's less sluggish. It's because it's shorter, more quickly paced. Doesn't that say it's welcome? But I think
Portal
Portal
2 has more problems than Portal 1, but it has more better parts too.
That's fair. It's got more of the good stuff, but it's also got more bad stuff.
I think I've said this before. I think Portal 2 is my favorite
Also-
Valve game, so I think it's in there.
I think comparing Portal 2 single player, like just the single player versus the entire experience is very different actually.
True.
Like Portal 2 co-op is insane
Mm-hmm.
how good that campaign is.
Yep.
Portal 2 co-op is pretty fun.
Solid.
Funny that the multiplayer for that game continued the trend of Valve games having unlockable hats.
Yeah, weird how that didn't really like that didn't go anywhere, but you know,
No, it did not.
Valve's gonna Valve. They're gonna experiment, I guess.
True.
Sims 3. I mean, I guess I can see a Sims game here.
I think it's valid to say that The Sims is pretty revolutionary in China in terms of like a game style.
Yeah, I guess maybe the Sims 3 is the best Sims game. Maybe I
I've
don't
heard
know.
people say that
Yeah.
Sims 3 is the best Sims game. I think the runner-up for that is like Sims 2. People really like Sims 2.
What about Dota 2 is my favorite Valve game? I have 2,000 hours in Counter-Strike. I'm not gonna go play Dota. I've done enough.
Dota sucks.
I served my time.
I mean, I have like 1,300 hours in Dota 2, and I'm not gonna say it's my favorite Valve game.
Yeah. I would probably put like Half-Life 1 over Dota. I have actually briefly played Dota 2, but I will give
I
Dota
think I
credit
can
for inventing
definitively-
MOBAs.
I can give the vaunted elitist ivory tower fact delivered from on high that in fact Half-Life Alyx is the best Valve game.
Shut the fuck up, Sean. You fucking bougie ass VR owning prick.
Damn.
Oh, God of War 2018. Well, that game's not going to win. We can just skip past that one. StarCraft 1, not StarCraft 2. I guess.
Can I just take the opportunity to point out that between those two in the competitive in the versus bracket,
Yeah, 90-10.
God of War 90-10
Yeah.
split.
Yeah, it's pretty tough out here in round 1.
I mean, to be fair, like we are kind of memeing about how what God of War 2018 ends up on being on this list, but I think we can agree that it is actually quite a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
It
from
is.
everything I know, it seems to be a very good game, yeah.
I
like a very
absolutely
good game.
enjoyed my time playing that game. What an incredible story.
Rip StarCraft.
Fuck StarCraft.
Interesting that they didn't. Interesting that it's StarCraft and not StarCraft 2. I would have thought that 2 would have gone on here.
I guess, it was a very big. I mean, StarCraft is pretty revolutionary because StarCraft was actually wait, was StarCraft before? Hold on, time out. I'm talking out of my ass.
Go on.
And you see if StarCraft or Warcraft came first.
Warcraft, I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Warcraft. 1994. Yeah, I'm gonna get, okay, 1998 for Star. Yeah, all right, never mind. Yeah, it should have been StarCraft too.
Yeah, fun fact about StarCraft. StarCraft was originally supposed to be a Warhammer 40k game, and then presumably Games Workshop pulled the license out, and they had to make it a unique IP.
Yeah, it sounds like something they would do with their IP.
It was before the time of them just giving out the license to fucking anybody to make a game with.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny because like they missed a fucking opportunity with that because StarCraft got fucking big.
Yeah.
But then they also Dawn of War, which also became big. So they
true. But they could have had that.
Picked up the rebound.
They could have had that esports money though. They could have had that Korean esports money.
That's true.
Civ 4. I guess Civ 4 paved the way for Civ 5. I don't know.
Yeah, that's.
I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of why they would choose 4 over 5. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Because there's a lot of Civ wankers who think Civ 4 is the best.
Wankers.
Or hipsters.
Damn.
All other strategy games are worthless compared to Civ 4 is basically what they think.
Nah.
That's not true. Civ Rev is where it's at.
Civ Rev, yeah. Yeah, where's Civ Rev on this list?
Yeah, come on. I'm waiting for the remaster.
Assassin's Creed 4, Black Flag. I am a spurned, turned Assassin's Creed fan who does not like Black Flag merely out of spite, so I can't really. I mean,
Black Flag was awesome. I loved it.
Yeah, there you go.
Honestly, you could have put like Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, or Black Flag in this category, and it would have been like interchangeable.
Yeah, but I think Black Flag had the more like broad appeal because that was when people would just buy Assassin's Creed 4 because pirates, just be on a boat, be a pirate.
Yeah, that was when they made the ship combat really work.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ubisoft was like, "Hey, we're gonna make this into its own game," and then
never really,
10 years.
And then Sea of Thieves came out. Good job, Microsoft. Proud of you. Kind of. All right, Legends of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I imagine Joey has probably nothing to say here. I mean,
Oh man, yeah, I don't even know what that game is.
Yeah. Notorious.
It's
notorious.
Like one of the best Legend of Zelda games I've ever played.
Yeah, is it the best? Is it better than Breath of the Wild?
It's not better than Breath of the Wild, but it is much more nostalgic because obviously it's old at this point. But I do think that Ocarina of Time is a spectacular game.
Hey Joey, Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
I would have to say
Trick question. Legend
Majora's
of Zelda
Mask. No. Majora's Mask was like really hard and really dark, like really really dark, and I don't know.
Like tonally,
as
or like you couldn't
playing
see?
Both.
Oh,
there were some really dark areas. I would probably say Ocarina of Time.
I'll allow it.
But I do think Majora's Mask is also a really good game, but it has a entirely different feel for me.
How many Zelda games is reasonable to put on a list like this, given that there's like 64 slots?
One.
Maybe 2. I mean, if you have both Ocarina and Majora's Mask on this list, I think that's sensible or not unexpected.
Because there's 2 right now. There's Breath of the Wild and Ocarina of Time, and I honestly, if Majora's Mask would were put on this, I would find that acceptable to have all three. But I think the two that they have here is pretty good.
Fair enough.
There's only space for Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah, when are they going to port that to the Switch? Actually, have they done that yet?
The Skyward Sword?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure
they remastered it like recently, last month.
They remastered it or ported it or something, and they took out the motion controls, and people were like, "Oh my god, this game is something way better."
Yeah, well,
yeah, true.
You know how it be. Skyrim. I mean, I guess it's the best Elder Scrolls game. There's not a Fallout game on this list.
Sucks.
I don't think.
It's not a what?
I don't think there's a Fallout game on the. Actually, wait, no, not Fallout New
Bro,
Vegas.
we literally passed
Sorry,
by
I was
New
thinking.
Vegas earlier.
I was just thinking Bethesda development. That was in the Obsidian camp for me. That was the Obsidian game on this list.
Crossbow training. Shut up.
Sean's made his views clear. I will just state that I maintain my position as a defender of Skyrim, but not a blind defender. I recognize that it is flawed.
All right, let's.
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time obviously wins that bracket. I don't know how Skyrim won.
Yeah, well, you know,
I'd agree.
A lot of people play Skyrim.
I've never played Ocarina of Time.
And that's why Skyrim won, probably. That's probably a good part of it. All right, since let's slightly speed this up. We'll just say we'll say yay or nay if it belongs on the list, and then if it's a mix of yay and nays, we can go deeper. All right, BioShock Uno.
Yay.
Nay.
Yeah. That's the only one I actually played, but I only played it for like 15 minutes and then I put it down and I was like, this is boring. But
I like number 2 better.
I was also like 13 years old when I did it, so.
Are you fucking serious?
Oh boy, here we go.
Bruh.
Look, I love the BioShock trilogy all together, all right? But if I look back at my time playing the game, I think I enjoyed BioShock 2 more than I enjoyed number 1.
Can you just explain to me what about it you liked more?
I guess I liked the transition. So in BioShock 1, right? You play as this guy who, you know, is supposed to come in and, you know, basically be told what to do. But
thank you, well,
what made it what I really enjoyed about number 1 was more of like the atmosphere and then the idea of like the little sisters and the big daddies and everything like that, and like all the splicers. I didn't really care for the main character all that much. So going into number
the main character BioShock 1 was like a blank slate that you knew nothing about until the surprise twist of the game.
True. But that's why I think I prefer number 2 more, because I was more invested in all the like atmospheric, like background type stuff. So playing as like the big daddy in number 2 was like really awesome for me. I really enjoyed that part.
I kind of disagree with that. I find that just BioShock 2 does not have the same sort of fresh surprise to Rapture that BioShock 1 did. And I just found that the gameplay did not vary enough to be more interesting, and the story was not in any way more interesting. In fact, the story was less coherent and far less interesting to me.
There it is. Much like what was that shit CNN debate show that they had? Crossfire?
Oh yeah, the one Jon Stewart obliterated
yeah.
one time. Yeah,
this is going to be just like Crossfire, where we present two sides of the argument and it's done. It's over. All right, Overwatch. Is anyone going to say yay? Like,
nope.
TF2 is not on this list. Isn't that funny? Minecraft. I mean, is anyone going to say nay? You like?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, surely. Like, you can't even dispute it, really. It has to be in the conversation. Fable 2? I
haven't played it enough.
I mean, I hear it's the best Fable game, but I don't know.
I only played Fable 1.
I played 3.
We'll call it a filler slot. Witcher 3.
Yay.
Yeah.
No opinion, but I am I will say that I am biased because of the fucking absolute circle jerking around this game.
Yeah, I think it's a little overrated, probably, but
That game is legitimately very good.
I believe
I'm
it.
at nay.
It is in my top 12.
Is it 12?
It's number 11.
Oh, wow. What's 12?
XCOM 2.
All right. I respect you for being able to love XCOM 2. Like, I know that game is good. I fucking hate that game so much. Diablo 2. I mean, Diablo's, it's a thing.
Never played it.
I mean, same.
I only played. Yeah.
No opinion. Never played.
The original Doom.
The original Doom.
The original Doom.
2016
Wait,
on this list.
Like Doom
Nope.
from
The 90s. Yes.
decades ago.
Yes.
OG Doom.
Yes, this is not Doom 2016. This is not Doom Eternal. Neither of those are on this list anywhere else, by the way.
I mean, I guess that has to be on this list.
Yeah.
Due to its legacy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it is still like a legitimately fun and good game. It's just that it is old as dirt at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Inside.
Never played it.
Nay.
Contract.
I don't think it
completed.
deserves to be on the best games list, but I do think it is good. I prefer Limbo to Inside though.
Yeah, I quite like Inside. I very much enjoyed Inside. I'm probably never going to play it again, and best game of all time? Absolutely not. But it's a good game. It's a good game. I love I loved a lot of parts of that game. Okay. I gotta go to the top right.
Yeah, no spoilers.
Yeah, I don't want to, can't spoil the results.
True.
Thank you, Bear.
Just unlock your scroll wheel.
Yeah. I'm not using that mouse. That's my laptop mouse. All right, Super Mario World. I'll give it to him. I mean, because there's no
one of my favorite 2D Mario games.
Yeah, because there's not like Super Mario Bros. 2 or any of the other games on here, so I'll allow World. That seems reasonable to me.
Super Mario World is great.
Smash Bros. Ultimate. Smash Bros. Ultimate. I mean, best. Is it like definitively the best Smash, or are people still like really clinging on to Melee?
I don't. I'm on Brawl, honestly.
A lot of weird purists who don't bathe are holding on to Melee.
Yeah, as I understand it, it's like part of the competitive scene.
I think everybody's just kind of agreed that Ultimate is at this point the most refined version of that game.
Yeah, I'd probably agree. The Last of Us 1, not 2.
Sure.
Yeah,
never played it.
It seems legit to me. Very, very well received. Classic Naughty Dog game. I think they can have that. Wait, is there also Uncharted on this list? I don't remember. If there's also Uncharted on this list, Uncharted should be gone, and it should just be Last of Us 1 instead.
I don't think Uncharted is on this list now.
Okay, that's good. Metal Gear Solid 3, Snake Eater. I would have put 5 instead, but 3 was like...
I think people generally like 3 more. That's just...
Yeah, 3 was like the Metal Gear Solid fans' choice.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. But the real ones would pick 2.
Should have put Metal Gear 4.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have gotten crushed. Like it would have gotten even more crushed than 74-26.
You get Metal Gear Ground Zero.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about why Halo 2 was the wrong choice here, just to spite Joey. Actually, is there a game you would have put here instead of Halo 2, Joey?
Like, are we just talking about Halo in general, or?
Yeah, a Halo game, yeah.
If I had to pick a Halo to put in for the Halo slot, I would have probably put number
Wars.
3.
Yeah, I also would have
Yeah,
gone 3.
Wars 2.
Yeah,
I mean, Halo
Wars
2
2.
is Halo Wars 2 is like a really good game in my opinion, and like to me, it got like the whole, I guess, online multiplayer.
Yeah, it was the champion
and
game for Xbox Live when that first launched.
yeah, so it does have a bit of that kind of legacy going for it. But I think number 3 was just Halo 2, but better.
Yeah, like way I see it, Halo 2 sold Xbox Live. Halo 3 sold the Xbox 360. Like that sold that console. Kind of like in the same way that like Half-Life Alyx sells indexes.
I'm going to take an interesting stance here and say that while I absolutely recognize that Halo 3 is probably the best Halo game, I was rather disappointed by Halo 3. I thought it was like I was expecting more from it when I played it.
Did you play much multiplayer?
I played very little multiplayer.
Yeah, that was where the hype was. I mean, the campaign was pretty hyped too, but the multiplayer in Halo 3 was huge.
I come from the school of single player. If that shit don't have a good story, miss me with that.
Yeah. Oh, what about the Jazz and ODST? Yeah, I mean, I like ODST. But I feel like 3 still just overshadows it. On this list. Mass Effect 2. Am I?
Yay.
I'm not gonna pretend that Mass Effect 1 should be here. Yeah, I'll agree with Mass Effect 2. It's just.
I have no strong opinions about Mass Effect.
Joe, your thoughts?
Out of the 3 that would be on here, definitely 2 is the one to put.
I guess if I had to think of it like that, like after being forced to sit down and play 1 through 3,
on insanity.
Well, no, I'm talking about when Tyrone originally came over to my house, sat me down, and said, "We're playing this," and I said, "Okay." I think I had more fond memories of number 2 than I did of 1 or 3.
It's reasonable. It's very reasonable.
The general vibe I get from Mass Effect 2 is that it was a much more refined version of Mass Effect 1 and fixed a lot of problems with that. And Mass Effect 3 was, by comparison, not as well structured or well received. Mass Effect 2 improved on 1, and Mass Effect 3 kind of fumbled the ball a bit.
I think Mass Effect...
I actually think that...
Go on.
3... Mass Effect 3 is like the continuation of what Mass Effect 2 was doing to the franchise.
Yeah.
Like that, those changes had already started in Mass Effect 2, actually.
Yeah.
Like they cut a whole segment of gameplay in Mass Effect 2 and stuff like that. Like the writing was on the wall.
I wonder.
Yeah.
I wonder how much the ending of Mass Effect 3 really impacted how people viewed that game. Because it seems like everything outside of
it was a huge deal when it came out.
Comparably pretty strong.
Like
if it weren't for the ending absolutely beefing it, I'm sure Mass Effect 3 could be a contender for the spot on the list.
Yeah, probably. Like I remember when the critics' reviews of ME3 came out, and people were like, whenever a critic gave a decently positive review of Mass Effect 3, they would just get ripped apart in comments because the ending was bad. It was
nothing like a good old heated gamer moment from somebody liking a game you didn't.
Yeah, well, that's what it's all about here, baby. Fucking GTA 5.
I mean, for the time and when it first came out, it was like, oh man, this is a brand new step forward for GTA. And then that one step got dragged out over so many years. It has spanned more than one console generation.
Yeah, I mean, I can't knock it though.
The last.
Yeah, I can't knock it. It's probably in the conversation. Oh, there's fucking Uncharted 2. No, I'm gonna say no to Uncharted 2.
I didn't even see that.
I have no opinions on Uncharted.
We only played the one that came with the PS4. Uncharted, whatever, Uncharted 4?
Oh, I forgot to be crossing out games when... Hold on. Hold on, let me... Yeah, Uncharted, I mean, mean, if I'm being honest, all of the fucking Naughty Dog games are very, very similar third-person shooters. Oops, that's my color tool. And The Last of Us and Uncharted are effectively like the same games, but with different stories and some slightly different like enemy mechanics.
Are you just crossing out ones that we said should not be on the list?
Yeah. No, I'm crossing out the ones that you like.
Yeah, because Inside is a game I've played.
Yeah.
Civ 4. Civ 4.
Oh, yep. That's the sound me crossing something out makes. It's kind of a gory sound. I don't know. Yeah.
Where did that come from?
Comes from the pen, brother.
Journey.
Yeah, I got Journey. Yep.
Did we have a decision on Burnout, or were we all just kind of not entirely sure?
I mean, it's I think it's fine. There's no like It's. I don't think there's any other racing games on this list. There's no Need for Speed or anything.
Fair.
Which kind of sucks, to be honest. But what can you do?
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't put the best Need for Speed game in the conversation. Wait, Forza? What the fuck? There's no Forza on this list.
Oh.
Yo, Forza Horizon, like, actually, a lot of the Forza Horizon games are really good, but like 4 and like, I remember 2 was also, man, what the fuck? And people don't play racing games, I guess.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. Why do I keep picking the fucking color tool?
No, get that Mario Kart 8 the fuck out of here.
Yep. I'm just gonna put a question mark next to Red Dead Redemption. I don't know why it wasn't 2. Oh yeah, and Borderlands 2 was also like a question mark, basically. I hate driving, yeah.
Reasonable.
I love driving.
I like driving games.
Can I get my
Hulu
360 steering wheel, please?
Dude, I used to have one of those. And I did not have like a proper surface to mount it to, so it was mounted to a TV tray, just like now actually with my mouse. All right, Street Fighter 2.
That
is like
2 is pretty well considered in terms of that franchise, but I think Third Strike is kind of like the true like fan pick for Street Fighter.
Yeah, I hear
I don't do fighting games.
I hear like Street Fighter 2 it was like the fighting game to beat at the time.
At the time, absolutely, yeah.
I could reasonably see it. Pokemon Yellow.
I think it's a perfectly reasonable choice to have here, but I would say that in terms of a Pokemon game, I would put Gold or Silver or Crystal here instead of Yellow.
Yeah, like the only difference between Yellow and like the other standard Pokemon games is that Pikachu can learn like the HM moves. I think, right? Because
Pikachu is your default like starter. You can get the other 3 starters. The game is just generally a little more generous. But honestly, like a bit of a hot take. I think people have way too rose-tinted glasses view of Gen 1. Gen 1 Pokemon, like the very first, like the GBC cartridges.
Yep.
Those games were fucking jank. They were actually kind of really shoddily designed. And they mostly got by on like their premise and the novelty of them being new. Once you got hit Gen 2 and onwards, they started getting developed into like actual good games.
Weirdly, Gen 1 is the only gen I played X briefly.
As someone who played a lot, and I mean a lot, of Gen 1, 2, and 3 when I was a kid, Gen 2 is genuinely still a really good game. Gen 1 is jank as fuck.
Yeah, if I had to say Pokemon being on here, I would either say I want to say either like Crystal or Emerald, either Gen 2 or Gen 3 for those. I love Emerald, but I do think that like Crystal and Gold and Silver and all that were also
I would
really good.
I would say you could put any of the Gen 2 games, any of the Gen 3 games, or even Fire Red and Leaf Green in this category. And those would be
I could say
perfectly
those two.
reasonable choices over.
Yeah, Gen 1 I couldn't get into. So the only neat thing about Yellow is the Pikachu like learning fly and whatever and surf.
Fair enough. I guess now that I think about it, I played Fire Red and not Red.
Yeah, Fire Red was after they'd already made multiple games and they realized and fixed a lot of the problems with the original games. Like by the time you hit Fire Red, you had Dark types and Steel types, which helped shake up the issue that in Gen 1 Psychic types had no like weaknesses in the sense that their weaknesses were bug types and all the bug type Pokemon were shit. And their weaknesses were Ghost type, and the only Ghost type in that game was the Ghastly Haunter Gengar line, who were also part poison, which Psychic was strong against.
Wow.
So
yeah, I guess
bit of an issue there.
They probably just designed a bunch of Pokemon and just threw them in and didn't really think that much about balance and just tried to balance after.
Kinda. They like in concept when in development they made a lot of like concepts for Pokemon and only so many ended up getting through.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Like Jinx. Super Mario 64.
Well, we don't talk about that.
Dude, I'll talk about it. I'm not Nintendo. I can say what I want. They made that shit.
Mario is going to bust through your wall in 5 seconds.
Mario's going to backwards long jump through your window and strangle you to death.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, Super Mario 64, you know, I just can't... I can't knock a game that, you know, like... I mean, it's Mario, you know? Chris Pratt. It's iconic.
Oh, God.
He's so cool.
God damn it.
Yeah, Chris Pratt will find me. Are the Batman Arkham games really that good?
They are pretty good. I'd say
good.
I'd say City is probably better than Asylum. So this is a reasonable choice.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with Duncan here. I really enjoyed playing back the Batman series.
I mean, just like in general, they were done really well, but they also sort of set the precedent for that style of like combat, which is the beat 'em style of having like one combat button, a counter button, and then your other buttons were used for things that you can use it in combination with your other buttons to do things.
Right.
Very simple, very sound. Found its way into a lot of games like the Shadow of War series.
Okay, Dark Souls 1.
I mean, there has to be some representation from the series on this list.
I agree. Is it Dark Souls 1?
1 or 3.
Yeah, obviously it's either 1 or 3. Does it have to be 1?
It doesn't have to be. But I think it's a perfectly reasonable choice to put it there.
I feel like the only... I don't know. Because a lot of people will say that, like, Dark Souls 1 was, like, this, you know, very revolutionary game. But, like, Demon Souls existed. Dark Souls was just the one that kind of, like, landed properly. And, I mean...
Demon Souls had a lot of different design aspects that weren't as good, and Dark Souls improved on those significantly to the point where Dark Souls was much more playable.
It's true.
Gained a much larger audience.
It's true. But it's
I'm
not
pretty
like...
sure in Demon Souls, you only, like, it had the same thing where you lost half your health bar if you died, but you'd only get it back when you beat a boss.
True, but, like, my point is that, like, the Souls, like... While, like, you know, sort of firmly stamped by Dark Souls 1. It wasn't like it wasn't paving that much of the way. I think Dark Souls 3 did more for the series than 1. If we're just talking Souls.
I think that statement is incredibly debatable. I think
actually
it can't really be overstated how impact Dark Souls had.
That's probably not true, because most of the things that I think Dark Souls 3 like did really well are probably things that it just took from Bloodborne.
I mean, most of the movement is taken from Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Dark Souls 1 being on this list was interesting.
I'm just gonna put a question mark.
I would probably for a Souls game, I would say yay for Dark Souls 1, and not because I actually like it, but I do think that it was good in its own way.
Fair
for a list. Yes.
Shadow of the Colossus is. I mean, it's one of those cult classics, but like, is it the best game of all time? Is anyone gonna say yes?
No.
In terms of best, no. But I think it's valid to suggest it as an option for people who feel that it is. I'm sure it's significant enough for people.
I'm saying nay on Shadow of the Colossus.
I'm also gonna say nay. The horses rule.
What?
Because we're saying nay like a horse. Shadow of the Colossus it has a horse.
I see.
You know, it was a really great sequel to Shadow of the Colossus? Breath of the Wild. Half-Life 2. Not Half-Life 1.
Yay.
I would probably also just say, like, I would say yes if it was Half-Life 2 or 1.
I'm very biased. I can't. I will abstain from this.
I have no opinion. I've not played these games.
Actually, I think I would put both Half-Life 2 and Half-Life 1 on this list. Your thoughts, Sean?
I would agree with that decision.
Well, you ask Sean. Sean's very biased.
All right, well, here's my case, right? Counter-Strike's not on this fucking list. So can we at least put the game that invented the game?
Counter-Strike never deserved to be on this list. Let's be real.
That is true.
Yeah, but TF, Team Fortress.
Remember?
That's Half-Life.
Tyrone, remember when you were playing Serious Sam 3 and you discovered that
yeah,
game was from 2011?
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, Half-Life 2 looks way better than this game. When did that come out? 2008, right? Man, that looks way better than this game. And then Sean was like, no, Half-Life 2 came out in 2004. And I was like, oh shit, Half-Life 2 is amazing.
Yeah, other video games that came out in 2004 include Doom 3, GTA San Andreas, Far Cry 1, KOTOR 2, Fable 1.
Wow.
Like, this was the fucking... I mean, this was the landscape that Half-Life 2 emerged into.
Jesus Christ. Well, don't look at the percentage that Rise of the Tomb Raider got in comparison. By the way, I'm just gonna do that. Like, I don't need to ask anyone, right? Like, no one's gonna...
Nobody's...
Oh yeah, IGN readers are Philistines.
Oh, I thought you were just gonna say they were Tomb Raider fans, but...
No, they're Philistines.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, aside from it, like, beating Half-Life 2, which is a joke... that's not IGN's fault that it beat Half-Life 2. It is IGN's fault for putting Rise of the Tomb Raider on this list, because the Tomb Raider remakes are like, I mean, they're fine. They're probably good. I played one of them. They're good, but they're not like...
Yeah, I've heard good things about them, but I also have heard almost nothing about them.
Yeah.
They're very under the radar
good
kind of
benchmarks.
games.
Yeah, they are good benchmarks games. That is true. Were you gonna say something, Joey?
Oh no, we were just talking about, you don't hear anything about it, and you guys were talking about Half-Life 2. Yeah, no, I never heard of Half-Life 2 until I want to say like 5 years ago.
Dude, imagine if they put the fucking orange box on this list. Is that
no
legal?
One would vote for it because no one remembers what the orange box is.
That's fucked. That is fucked. That's probably true though. It would probably lose to GTA 5.
You want to know the only reason I know the orange box exists?
Go ahead.
I think it's one of the first zero punctuation episodes ever.
Oh, that's funny.
Which is way back in the day.
Yeah.
Yep. Good old 2007. Man, that man's still going.
He is. I watch his videos every Wednesday. They're very good.
Still doing the exact same thing.
Yes. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Have we been mad that God of War destroyed Portal 2 by a massive margin yet? No, not yet. We'll get there. Trust me.
Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, we'll get there. All right. Super Metroid, the original. Yeah. I think there's probably a case to be made for Metroid Prime, but I can't knock Super Metroid.
I feel like Super Metroid is much more like keystone.
I
think it really like, I don't know. I feel it really was like what elevated the franchise.
Yeah. Apex Legends.
Nay.
Surely not, right?
No opinion.
I mean, it might be the best. It might be the best battle royale game, but
does any battle royale game deserve to be on this list?
Fuck, dude. I don't know. Do people still play PUBG? Like, I don't think if PUBG hadn't
plays PUBG.
Yeah.
I think people who play PUBG are Asians and cheaters.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Like I'm pretty sure the biggest player base for that game is like China and countries in Asia.
I believe it. Yeah, maybe if PUBG hadn't like completely dropped off the face of the earth, aside from Asia.
If it hadn't got bent over a table and absolutely railed by Fortnite.
Yeah, then maybe PUBG could be in the conversation, but Apex is not. Animal Crossing New Horizons. This is the Switch one, right?
Yes. New Horizons is the Switch one.
I mean, all of the Animal Crossing games are basically like the same game as far as I'm aware, so this is as good an Animal Crossing game as any, but is Animal Crossing... There's a lot of casual Animal Crossing fans out there. People do be loving some Animal Crossing.
I think Animal Crossing is a good game. I think it is in a weird category where it is good, but there's not much to it that constitutes it being a good game. It does not deserve to be on this list.
I agree. I can agree with that.
Like, no hate on the franchise. It does not deserve to be anywhere on this list.
I can agree. I'm basing this off of my experience of playing the 3DS Animal Crossing, but as I understand it, from what I've seen from New Horizons, it's Animal Crossing, so... Titanfall 2.
Well,
that game's pretty good, but I don't think it's like best game ever material.
I mean, there are 64 slots on this list. I mean, I think we could fit Titanfall 2 in, right?
Maybe, yeah. It definitely wouldn't win.
Yeah, it definitely wouldn't win.
Mostly Titanfall 2. Like, Titanfall 2 is a good game, but like it's sort of elevated by the fact that it came out in a time where there was no other good shooter campaigns existing ever again.
Ever
like
again,
we're just in a drought. We're just in a drought, and Titanfall 2 was like this oasis.
Yeah.
Kind of wild that Titanfall 1 was just this game that dropped. People were like, oh, this is a pretty cool concept, but then it didn't really get particularly well supported and just dropped off the face of the earth. And Titanfall 2 came out and was like, hey, we added a story this time.
Yeah, because Titanfall 1 came
it was
from...
like, oh shit, it's amazing.
Yeah, Titanfall 1 came from ex-COD developers. Some like there was like a big lawsuit or something in Infinity Ward, and yeah, they went and made Titanfall 1. And I played Titanfall 1. I had an Xbox One at launch or near launch, like a fucking moron. And that was one of the games that I played.
For it?
Peggle 2, baby. Peggle 2. Peggle 2 was my boy.
You didn't play Rise?
Rise?
Son of
Rise,
Rome.
Son of Rome.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I played that like a couple years ago because I got it from like Humble Bundle or something, and I was like, wow, this game's not very good. But it totally makes sense now in retrospect that was a Xbox One early game.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Titanfall 2 is like an oasis in a desert. But when I'm out there, the oasis is nice, but I've seen the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Sean's not even looking at Titanfall 2. He's waiting for you to say Half-Life Alex.
Well, no, I mean even like even Doom 2016, Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein.
To be fair, those Doom 2016. Wait, when did Titanfall 2 come out?
Titanfall 2 came out 2013.
2016.
Wasn't really 2016.
Damn.
Holy shit. Okay. I guess that was 20. Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah, there were games around. Half-Life Alyx, man. Let me tell you my opinion about Half-Life Alyx. I don't own an Index or a VR headset. But I mean, it's probably really good.
As I informed you previously, Half-Life Alyx is the best game Valve has ever made.
I'll allow it.
That game is from like 2030. Like literally that game feels like it comes from the future. The same way that like Half-Life 2 felt like the future in 2004.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like fucking
Now,
nuts.
Sean, I don't want to say that you're a fucking liar, but I am going to say that you are the most biased individual to talk about Valve games that I've ever heard.
Look, I don't believe Sean, but I believe Valve. I believe it. Like, honestly.
What other games came out in 2004 anyway? I don't actually know.
Sean talked about them.
Well, Halo 2, Riddick was interesting. Riddick didn't look bad. Doom 3 didn't look bad. I didn't enjoy Doom 3. Look, man.
Oh, not
Half-Life.
just the graphics.
Half-Life 2 was good, but like Riddick.
Well, I'm not talking about like the game. I'm talking about like visual.
Alex has the graphics, but it has all the other things too.
Yeah, Half-Life Alyx is like the VR game, right? I mean, it's the one to beat.
Yeah, there's not really like Boneworks sucks, and then like that's it. That's the only other contender.
Damn. Brutal.
Hot dogs and horseshoes or whatever.
Yeah, but that's not like a.
That's fun.
It's more of like a sandbox.
Like a tech demo.
Yeah.
It's like a. There's a lot of fun games like on that sort of level of like sandbox, like fun to mess around in, like sandboxy tech demo stuff, or like multiplayer games like Pavlov. But like, there's nothing else like Alex, man.
I know.
I've never played a game like that before.
Yeah, it's because nobody's developing like cutting edge technology in VR because VR is such a small market because it's so it's still so costly and exclusionary. You fucking
This is why it's very good that Valve is a private company and they can just do whatever the fuck they want and not give a shit, and they just make infinite money off of Steam, so they can just go make, I don't know, fucking inflatable pool toys or something.
Yeah.
Oh, Tyrone.
No, man, I'm telling you, when Riddick comes to VR, you'll all see. When you get to play as Richard B. Riddick.
I mean, a Riddick game in VR would be pretty cool. Like,
all right, I'll hit you with
knives
this.
And he's got his weird fucking ice shit going on.
Half-Life Alyx is better than Fallout New Vegas. That's my final word on this issue. You can move on to Bloodborne now.
Dude, I'm dizzy. What the fuck?
I'm
getting the vapors.
I feel like we may need to qualify some of these
Jesus
statements.
Christ. Just fucking all
Sorry,
right.
Chief. New Vegas' gameplay is really bad, but yeah, talk about Bloodborne now.
Let's. I mean, is anyone gonna say nay to Bloodborne?
Yes.
Yeah, Bloodborne's nuts. Bloodborne's absolutely cracked. What a great game.
As a person who's literally just played through all of the Soulsborne stuff, yes. Oh, good.
Yo, Tetris. This is like the oldest game on this list. Surely, like Tetris can stick around, right?
Absolutely. I mean,
Tetris.
honestly, Tetris is one of those games that is still fun. Even
Yeah.
the original is still really fun. It's just it's a simple, but it's extremely well designed.
Mm-hmm.
I would put specifically Tetris Effect in this slot.
I don't play Tetris.
I mean, I like Tetris Effect, but some of the music in Tetris Effect is kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie. There was not like they did not do enough drugs when they made Tetris Effect. Like when I saw like the trailers and stuff, I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be some shit. And like the visuals were there, but the music was just not. The music was just dance music, and for the most part, there were some bangers in there, but it was just like generic dance music, and I was like, man, I could have gone somewhere, could have gone farther. But yeah, surely Tetris. Fucking Rock Band. I mean,
I don't know. Do rhythm games need a representation on this list? Do rhythm games have enough like substance to them to
well,
qualify for best game?
Let's say if they did, what would we replace Rock Band with?
Dude, fucking
Clone
the
Hero?
Kingdom Hearts rhythm game.
All right, calm down.
What are like the popular Guitar Heroes? I think like Guitar Hero 3 and World Tour are really popular.
Yeah, World Tour are the one that I know of. That was really good.
Rock Band did have drums though.
I'm pretty sure Guitar Hero, like once they hit World Tour and onwards, also had drums.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, like, Rock Band and Guitar Hero peripherals are ending up in landfills somewhere. Nobody's like, there's I guess with Clone Hero, there's still some like niche audience to it. People will buy some like used controllers, but no, I don't think.
Also buy like custom controllers.
Yeah, true. But I don't know that I foresee anybody making like peripherals for games like that anymore.
People aren't the Psy.
True. I'll allow it. I'll allow Rock Band. Thoughts?
No comment.
In terms of rhythm game, if we have to give them a representation, I'd say Rock Band could probably be up on there. That one or
it's probably as good an entry as any.
Hades. Oh, hey, Metroid Prime's here. I have Metroid Prime and Metroid Super. Okay. Hades. I've heard this is a good game.
Hades is the best roguelike ever made. So, yeah, it belongs here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in agreement with Sean on this one.
Yeah, I don't imagine there's many arguments.
I'm not going to contend that it's not a fucking amazing game. I'm just wondering about that statement if it's the best roguelike ever.
Binding of Isaac can go fucking die, as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh.
Sorry, what was that? I actually didn't hear you.
Oh, Binding of Isaac can go...
Binding of Isaac.
A dick, as far as I'm concerned.
By comparison, yeah, Binding of Isaac still has a very Flash game feel to it.
Oh, wow, yeah, it does. I never thought about that.
I don't know. I'm personally quite fond of Enter the Gungeon, but I've not played Hades, so I couldn't say how they stack up.
Oh yeah, Hades is the only roguelike I've played that has writing in it, which is like, for me, which is kind of important for a game.
I'm just putting a question mark next to Super Metroid since Metroid Prime is also on this list.
I think they can both deserve
What's the difference?
Super Metroid is a 2D game, it spawned the half of the Metroidvania moniker, and Metroid Prime was a first-person game, a like fully 3D first-person shooter type game.
Now I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I didn't actually think about it in that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair. Metal Gear Solid 3 is here. It's in the list. Super Mario Bros. 3.
It's a good Mario's game. I think Mario World is better.
Yeah, I don't know, like, if it's not the best, like, Super Mario Bros. 2D platformer. Surely it's not the best game of all time, right? Like,
No, I honestly think that Mario World is better and Yoshi's Island is better.
I've never played Yoshi's
Either
Island.
of those would be better than Mario Bros. 3.
But yeah, World is definitely better. All right, I will
I
make.
never got into 2D Mario.
I will make the cross. Persona 5. Has anyone here played Persona 5?
I hear really, really good things about Persona 5 Royal from people who care about the Persona franchise.
You know, I also have,
has...
and I think I want to cross it off to make them angry at me.
It's one of those, like, I don't think it has enough of a, like...
Yeah, it is very, very niche Persona.
I mean, like, it's popular, but it is still, like, in that popular but niche category.
Yeah. It's true. I'm sure there are definitely people who believe that Persona 5 Royal is the best game of all time. But they're also Persona fans, so should I believe them? Should I believe anything that they say?
The people that I know or have heard of who are really into Persona 5 Royal would almost certainly contend that it is not even remotely close to the best game ever.
Fair enough. If you know them personally. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I forgot this was on here. I mean, this is probably the best Castlevania game, right?
Oh, it is 100% the best Castlevania
It's so good.
It's probably it's probably either the best or one of the best if you want to contend that like Aria of Sorrow and some of those games are as good.
Best game of all time.
Contending it against like Metroid though.
Yeah, that's tough.
Is kind of hard.
I mean, there's a reason that Metroidvania is its own like genre now. It's because of these two games.
I know, but in my head, I think Castlevania loses against that, but I do love Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
That's in the conversation, right?
I think with the 64 bracket.
Yeah, with 64
list,
slots.
I think it could be in there. I think it could be in there.
Ooh, Resident Evil 4.
Never played it.
That's probably one of the best Resident Evil choices to put in there. You could, well, yeah.
I mean, it's either that or like one of the new ones, right?
Category. Either that or one of the remakes. I mean, you could say that like classic Resident Evil 1 or 2 could contend, but that's mostly just because those are like some of the actual good Resident Evil games in the franchise. But if we're talking about contenders for best game ever, yeah, it's probably 4 or 7.
Yeah.
Or one of the like probably Resi 2 make.
I only played 5 and 7, so
yeah. In my somewhat limited Resident Evil experience, I would probably give it to 4 over 7. Although they're all
I'd say they could be separate contenders.
Yeah, they're pretty different games.
Because I mean, I think a lot of credit has to be given to 7 that it came out after 6.
Yeah. 7 really.
And fittingly enough, it brought that franchise back from the dead.
Yeah. Yes.
True.
All right, and the last two we've got Breath of the Wild. I mean, is anyone going to argue, Sean?
Let it stay on here.
Yeah.
No comment.
Final Fantasy VII.
The original, never played it.
Probably still one of the better Final Fantasy games in terms of like story and writing. Depends on how you feel about the gameplay. But it's a solid JRPG at the very least, and the story is still considered to be one of the best by a lot of people. So I'll allow Final Fantasy to continue to exist as a franchise.
All right. Now let's talk about where this list really, really went wrong. And that's everything else. Like, there are some bad choices for the bracket. Could have been worse. But the votes. Dear God, the votes. Okay, I'm just going to barrel through a lot of these. Red Dead 1 beats Borderlands 2. Understandable, probably.
Yeah, I can believe it.
GTA... Oh, man, I'm going to have to remember some of these games that I crossed out too much. I didn't think about that. GTA San Andreas beats Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, of course. KOTOR ekes out against Pro Skater 2. Fair.
That's yeah, sure.
New Vegas destroys League of Legends 74-26. Of course.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft. Well, actually, Fortnite. The story here is Fortnite puts up 38% versus WoW, which means that there's a lot of young people voting on this.
Does not surprise me. Didn't they do this all on Twitter?
They did it all over social media, a bunch of
Okay.
different places, like YouTube too.
No.
WoW beat. Oh wait, no, I just said that. Burnout 3 beats Chrono Trigger, just
I think
59-41.
that was the wrong decision.
Well,
I mean, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I don't know if you could contend that like a racing game can't, progress on this list like, down the bracket. But I don't know, man. I don't think any racing game could beat Chrono Trigger. But I don't know. Maybe I'm just not a racing game kind of guy.
yeah, I would probably have a different game here instead of Burnout 3. I would probably have a Forza game there, but whatever. Call of Duty 4 beats GoldenEye 007 72-28. I mean,
That's
yeah.
fair. That's reasonable.
Dishonored beats Journey 70-30.
Also
Portal-
reasonable.
Portal 2 beats The Sims 3 72-28. Yep, perfectly fine
So
there.
far, so good.
Yep. God of War beats StarCraft 1 90-10.
I mean,
which is a
I
lot.
won't say that God of War beating StarCraft was wrong, but I will say I feel like StarCraft should have gotten more percentage. Like it should have gotten a little bit more than that.
Yeah, maybe like I feel like if it was StarCraft 2, maybe it could have gotten like 20%, but yeah, it didn't really have a chance, did it? Civilization 4 gets demolished by Assassin's Creed Black Flag.
Reasonable.
85-15. Should have been Civ 5 probably if they wanted like. It's so weird. This list has like some very like weird like. I don't want to say elitist, but like very hipstery picks like Civ 4 and like StarCraft 1 instead of 2. And then they put Fortnite and Overwatch. I don't get it, but okay. Yeah, they could have a lot more room to be more hipster. Skyrim beats Ocarina of Time 63-37. That's tough.
I don't like it.
I imagine.
I feel like a lot of that just comes down to more people active in this
people be playing Skyrim.
vote have played Skyrim more.
Yeah.
What, no one's ever played the remaster of Ocarina of Time on the 3DS? Come on.
What's an Ocarina?
I played Majora's Mask remake on the 3DS. BioShock.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah. BioShock beats Overwatch 65-35. It makes sense to me.
Good.
I'm surprised that Overwatch put up that much of a fight.
People are still clinging on to Overwatch. I mean, some people enjoy some Overwatch. I can't knock them. Minecraft beats Fable 2 71-29. I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Witcher 3 beats Diablo 2 85-15. People.
Makes sense.
Yeah, Diablo is kind of like, I don't want to say niche, but it's not a huge franchise.
It's one of those genres that I don't think a lot of people end up playing.
Yeah. The
original isometric dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
I think if they wanted more of a fight, it'd be Diablo 3.
I don't know. I think a lot
I don't
of
know.
people prefer Diablo 2 to 3. I don't think Diablo 3 is well received.
Was it not?
No,
Oh.
especially not in
I think
the early stages of its release when it had the fucking auction house shit.
Yeah, Diablo 2 is definitely like the Diablo fans' choice. Doom, the original, beats Inside 76-24. I'm sorry, Inside. That's tough. But,
Fair.
Actually, I'll just continue on.
I wonder if people were voting on this under the assumption that Doom was Doom 2016 and not Doom original.
I don't know. I feel like It seems obvious to me that if it was 2016, they would put 2016 in brackets, but maybe not to some people.
I mean, considering that God of War got its year in brackets.
Yeah, 2018, and yeah.
But that could be something where people voting on it just sort of assume.
All right, back up the bracket. GTA 51% over Red Dead Redemption 1. GTA San Andreas 51% over Red Dead Redemption 1, which is tough.
That's one of those, like, those are both really good games, and I can see arguments for either one winning, and the fact that it's that close is just like,
yeah.
I kind of want to just respect that result and say that it's reasonable, in the sense that if you could make an argument for either, one of them winning by literally 2% is fine.
I think if they put Red Dead 2, it's Red Dead 2.
If it was Red Dead 2, Red Dead 2 would have smashed.
Yeah.
Should have smashed.
Such a weird choice putting Red Dead 1 instead of 2. Like, not that they're not, both great games. I actually prefer Red Dead 1 to 2 personally, I think, from my memory of playing Red Dead 1. Red Dead 2 was just like, it's so good, and it's new, and people would vote for it. It's fucking amazing.
It's such a good game.
Let's see, Kotor. Oh, there's another fucking one. Kotor versus New Vegas. New Vegas getting 51 over Kotor.
Again, I think Fallout's, New Vegas' strength is in its writing and world building, but that's also kind of the strength of Kotor.
Mm-hmm.
And so either one could have been a contender, and New Vegas squeaking by, I think, is fair.
Yeah, as
Kotor's gameplay is even worse than New Vegas's.
Yeah. As a certified New Vegas shill, I'd like to extend a hand out to the Kotor fans out there who would have voted Kotor over New Vegas, and I'd like to say GG, and also get fucked. World of Warcraft 60 over Burnout 3 Takedowns 40. Burnout 3 Takedown got 40% over WoW. That's kind of impressive to me, but I guess...
Well, I mean, it did get 59% against Chrono Trigger, so I guess a lot of people just like that option.
Yeah. COD 4 78% over Dishonored's 22%.
Yeah.
Which
I'm okay with
as much as I am a huge fan of Dishonored, that's fair. That's reasonable.
Yeah, God of War 2018 79% over Portal 2's 21%. That's tough.
Okay, so is this going to be a point of discussion that we're going to have? Is this a contested result?
I don't know.
I mean, I understand why IGN's audience voted this, but they're wrong.
Yeah.
Again, Sean, I'm not going to say that you're a fucking liar, but you are the most biased person to ever talk about Valve games.
I mean, Valve News Network.
I would have to say God of War. I think it might have been. I think it should have been a bit closer, but I do think God of War is. I'm okay with it winning.
I'm open to the idea that God of War could be a better game, but I've not played it, so I don't know.
As a person who has played both, I would have voted God of War.
Skyrim.
It's one of those where it sort of invokes a very emotional reaction because Portal 2 is so good.
Yeah.
But when you have to compare it to other games, you can sort of judge like weaknesses, and I don't know, like
it's the nature of the
really good, but I feel like there are some areas where it just sort of lacks the substance that a bigger AAA game would have, which makes sense to me why God of War might get more votes then.
Yeah. That's why these brackets are the best, clearly the best format for deciding the best game. Brackets by a crowd vote. So Skyrim beats Black Flag 58%, not the band, but Assassin's Creed 4.
I don't like it.
I can see it.
I mean,
I can see it, but I don't like it.
I'm not huge on either game, but I can see Skyrim.
I'm still an enjoyer of Skyrim, but yeah, this is where we start getting like, this could have been either one.
Yeah. You said the phrase enjoyer of Skyrim, and the word enjoyer is ruined by that fucking meme.
Yes, I know. We've all been poisoned by memes in our intellects are fucking
Duncan
dissolving
is
into
the
goo.
average Skyrim enjoyer versus average God of War fan.
Yeah.
Isn't it the other way around? Isn't the fan the dude with the fucking the mid scream?
Yeah, let's dissect this frog.
Yeah.
All right, Minecraft 57% over BioShock 1. I'm surprised that it was that close.
I'm not. I think BioShock still has like a lot of legacy to it, considering that it was like a big deal, 10 out of 10 game when it first came out. The fact that it put up that much of a fight against Minecraft is pretty commendable.
I agree.
43%.
I do think Minecraft should have won, and I'm okay with it. But I'm glad to see Bioshock put up a fight.
It makes sense that Minecraft would win, but it's nice to see Bioshock get some representation, at least getting an easy victory over Overwatch.
Well, yeah,
True.
I mean, yeah.
It's one of those where some of these are like, the first brackets are super easy, and then the second bracket's like, oh man, you're putting, a game that's absolutely slapped in the first bracket is now up against a very unfair comparison in the second bracket.
Like, what could Overwatch beat that's also on this list? League?
Fortnite.
Yeah, it could probably be. Yeah, it could probably be Fortnite. Yeah, could probably be Inside too.
Yeah.
Probably one of the Zelda games.
Whoa, I don't know if it could do that.
Sean, well, okay, I know where you live.
Probably Tetris, based on the IGN audience.
There's no way. People put respect on the Tetris name. Blocks. Sorry, Tetrinos or whatever they're called. Tetraminos. Tostinos.
Based on how this voting went, it looks like Overwatch could probably beat a lot of good games.
Lost to BioShock. BioShock's not that. I'm just kidding.
I was about to say, that's some fucking fighting words, Tyrone.
I also know where you live.
All right, Witcher 3, 76% over Doom, the original. Not much of a fight there.
No surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no surprise there.
And continuing to the...
If it was Doom 2016, this might have been a good even fight, but no.
I would have put Eternal over 2016.
What?
I would have put Doom Eternal over 2016. I know Sean probably wouldn't.
Yeah, there's no way that Doom Original can compare to a modern AAA game like Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like you're punching. You're in the wrong weight class, Doom.
Yeah.
I know you're like 80 years old. Back in your prime, you were like the hottest wrestler around, or whatever the fuck. But you're 80 now. You can't go toe to toe with John Cena or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Doom is the elderly former wrestler or former boxer who, were champion of their time, and then their performance fell off as they aged. And then they trained their replacement, and their replacement went on to be a fucking champion as well. And now they're just sort of coasting on the role as being the trainer.
Doom is Arn Anderson? I was going to say Hulk Hogan originally, but you went way farther with that metaphor than I was expecting.
I'm thinking of it in terms of applying the history of the Doom franchise to a real life analogy.
All right, and to the quarterfinals of this side of the bracket, or 8 what's under a quarterfinal? Does anyone know?
No idea.
GTA San Andreas 69% over New Vegas.
Nice.
69.
I disagree.
It's one of those tough ones where there's New Vegas is certainly a very well written game, but San Andreas just has better gameplay, or at least more consistent gameplay.
It does.
And just has, I don't know if it has more content, but it has the open world aspect of a much more vibrant open world.
Yeah, if New Vegas had It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube on its radio, then maybe. Maybe.
If New Vegas had a game where you had a mission where you just needed to catch, you needed to
Follow
keep
a
up with the
train.
goddamn train.
Dude, that's just the monorail bombing.
If that mission ended with you getting on a fucking motorbike and chasing after the monorail to disarm a bomb, would have beaten San Andreas.
Yeah, unfortunately, vehicle technology is a very recent revolution to the Bethesda Gamebryo games. We were still...
Yeah, well, I mean, what are you talking about? They put a buggy in New Vegas.
They did.
Bethesda didn't.
Yeah, but Bethesda didn't, and Obsidian sure as hell didn't. We were still in... That monorail was a hat, brother. That's where we were at. All right, COD 4 75% over World of Warcraft. That's pretty fucking big.
That's reasonable.
I'm not surprised that COD 4 won.
I'm not surprised that COD 4 won. I'm surprised it was that large.
Well, the current state of WoW is not great.
Yeah, I guess there was because WoW really only started actually I don't even know what current actual WoW is, but I only started hearing about WoW again after WoW Classic came back out.
Yeah, well, the the biggest news about WoW right now is oh my god, they just did the classic version of the first expansion of the game. So that's the only thing I know of. But the recent current expansions, yeah, they're not great. They're meh.
Mm. God of War 2018, 64% over Skyrim. This is probably... I mean, this is probably where we should have known, right? I mean, yeah, God of War probably deserves to beat Skyrim, but 64 to 36, we should have people should have just expected this outcome, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense that God of War would win, but you'd think that with how much Skyrim still, considering that Skyrim beat out Ocarina of Time and Black Flag, you'd assume it would be a closer fight.
Yeah, exactly, and that I think that's why I think this was the writing on the wall. Ooh, Witcher 3.
I don't know if that's the writing on the wall so much as just how high of percentages that God of War was getting in each bracket.
Yeah.
True.
90%.
Yeah. Witcher 3, 58% over Minecraft's 42.
Did we lose him?
It sounded like we did.
Who, me?
Uh-oh.
Did I mute myself somehow? What? Hello?
Yep.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
I was never gone from my perspective. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Your mic
hear
turned
us?
super robot.
Yeah, no, I heard you all perfectly fine the whole time. And the stream is fine as far as I can tell.
You turn into Roboto for a half second.
Okay. Just to drop some packets.
In the ocean.
Wow, doxing me. Witcher 3, 58% over Minecraft's 42.
I'm gonna put down a hot take here. I think Minecraft was robbed.
I'm gonna agree. I think Minecraft deserves better.
I don't know if I would say robbed, but I would agree that it should have won. It's fucking Minecraft.
I don't agree.
Minecraft
Minecraft is a game that is only good with mods.
That is not true.
I would disagree.
I think my experience with Minecraft versus Witcher 3. So I played Witcher 3 when it came out. Played an hour of it and said, "Yep, I'm gonna go play Minecraft because that's what else I was playing at that time." And then I went back to Witcher 3 several years later, beat the game, and said, "Wow, I guess. I mean, neat." And I will probably never play it again.
And then you thought this will come in handy when we talk about an IGN poll in about 5 years.
I mean, I had heard good things about Witcher 3, so I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. Oh, because Cyberpunk was coming out, so I was like, you know what, I'll beat Witcher 3, just so I can get like a grasp of, you know, CD Projekt Red,
Yeah, I see what it's all about.
and yeah, and I was like, okay, it wasn't bad. I like enjoyed it, but it didn't leave a lasting like want to really do anything other than the main story.
Mm.
So I will vote for Minecraft.
Well, somewhere Notch is turning over on one of his piles of money. And
Yeah, alone in his house.
yeah, alone.
Because he's a Nazi or something now.
Yeah.
He is straight up just a Nazi now.
Oh, like
It's
straight, like
kind of wild.
and not even like, all right.
No, like he's straight up a like huge white supremacist now.
Oh, yeah. I stopped
He-
stopped following
he
him
took a-
personally. Like as he started to turn the hill, and I was like, all right, he's a bit too eccentric for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. It didn't get any better.
Yeah, it figures.
That man, it's a good thing that they wrenched control out of that game from his hands, because oh boy, he took a fucking tumble.
Yeah.
Like, you want to talk about like a downhill
upside.
slope? He took a fucking tumble.
Okay, so now we've got the quarterfinals. We've got GTA San Andreas beating COD 4 63-37. I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
No opinion. I'm very biased. I'm not a Grand Theft Auto. I could never get into GTA games
Fair.
or
And
Saints
then
Row or anything like that.
God of War 61 over Witcher 3 39.
Yep. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm sorry, Sean, but I'm okay with it.
Is God of War even on PC? I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it's
You mean that IP that has been PlayStation exclusive for how many years now?
Yeah.
Yes, of course it's on PC.
I mean, hey, there's a chance.
Sony
I mean,
had started
Yeah.
moving, like they put Horizon on PC and stuff.
Death Stranding. I'm just saying that as an example of games
No,
that are also on PC. Please.
All console exclusive games are 6 out of 10 at best.
All right.
Fuck up.
What are you, that guy in my Quake chat? Talking about how controllers ruined FPS design forever.
Yeah, I bet the devs used the controller when they were making God of War.
Imagine. And then, of course, in the semifinals, God of War beat GTA San Andreas, 61-39? Yep. And so that was that side of the bracket. Oh, don't look at that text.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know. It's one of those where, like, in each of these, like, I keep wanting to say that San Andreas should have lost at some point, but, like, at the same time...
It didn't have the competition, yeah.
It didn't have the competition, and there's nothing particularly super wrong with San Andreas. It's just, like, it does what it does really well, and then, like, it just, kind of wins until it gets up until it faces God of War, and now you have to consider, is God of War objectively a better game than San Andreas? And it's hard to say whether or not it is.
Well, you see, that's the problem. Imagine having games divided by categories.
Yeah. Look, there can be only one. That's what we know.
True.
If you don't,
I do think. Huh?
If you don't, you can only fit one flag on the mast of your ship, and it has to be a video game. There's no gamer flag.
Damn.
Well,
I can think of one.
Please don't. Please do not.
let's not be too hasty and get Tyrone banned from Twitter.
Yeah. All right, Last of Us 1 beating Smash Ultimate 64-36. I think that's okay.
Are we not talking about the results of the first bracket?
Didn't I?
Huh?
No, you didn't.
All the way to
Wait, what?
GTA versus God of War, and that was the semifinals, all the way to the then the two
I'm
brackets
talking
meet.
about like on this side, on this other half.
Yeah, that's what
Isn't
we're
that
not
not the
talking
first?
about.
yeah, we're on Last of
Like,
Us.
you didn't. What?
Oh, you mean the first round? Oh,
Yeah, first round.
Yeah. All right, I'll blow through these. Smash Bros. Ultimate 60-40 over Super Mario World. Fair, I think. Probably.
I understand why it happened. I'm not happy that it happened.
Yeah. Size incriminating me again. Let's see. Last of Us won 74 over 26 Metal Gear Solid 3.
That I'm surprised about. I'm surprised that big of a gap is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you know, I'm not actually that surprised about the gap. Like, I know people who like Metal Gear Solid 3 fucking love Metal Gear Solid 3. It's like, that's the fucking game. But I don't think there's a lot of them. Like, relative to, like, you know, people who have been playing, like, Last of Us, like... Yeah.
Shrug. Never played Last of Us, so...
It was a classic, dare I say. Halo 2, 69% over Mass Effect 2, 31%. That's pretty big, I think.
Yeah, I'm okay with this.
I would have given it to Mass Effect 2.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just not a Halo person, but Halo didn't really click with me strongly enough for me to say that it's better than Mass Effect.
Like Halo 3, I'm there. I'm boots on the ground. I got fucking the Doritos. I'm there. Halo 2 is good, but I think I prefer Mass Effect 2. If I had to choose. Last of Us 1 gave us the Last of Us 2 backlash. I guess. Alright. GTA 5, 75% over Uncharted 2. Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah. Pokemon Yellow, 53% over Street Fighter 2.
I'm surprised. I can't believe it. Well, I mean, but I don't want to.
It's fine. I mean, I think this is a perfectly reasonable result. It is interesting to see how close it is, though.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like Street Fighter 2 may have not been the best choice for that slot, because even though Street Fighter 2 was good, it was also still in like the earliest stages of Street Fighter's development. Like Street Fighter 1 was nigh unplayable. Street Fighter 2 was like superb for its time, but then you go on for like to like Third Strike or even like Street Fighter 4.
True.
And you start getting better games.
But I don't know.
Street Fighter 2 versus Pokemon Yellow, yeah, it makes sense to me that Pokemon would win.
But I don't know if Street Fighter 2 like is. I don't know if later Street Fighter games have like the clout, for lack of a better term, to
I don't know,
compare.
they don't have the popularity, but in terms of like in the fighting game scene, I'm pretty sure they absolutely have more clout.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Batman Arkham City, 61% over Super Mario 64. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah.
I don't love Super Mario 64. But really? Is that...
I've never played a Super Mario 64. I've only played Batman.
I feel like part of it might just be... I mean, if we look back with...
Obviously, like, I know why this vote happened the way it did, I think. Because it's, you know, it's demographics.
I mean, I think if we look in retrospect, like Super Mario 64 is a good game and is a really solid platformer, but it's also incredibly basic.
True.
And of its time. I think Arkham City just benefits from being so much more modern and having much more like examples of game design to draw upon since Super Mario's creation.
But didn't Super Mario 64 like set the stage for the 3D platformer, like, period? Like, wasn't that like
Yeah.
the 3D platformer?
I mean, yeah, but again, like if we're talking about what is the best game, are we talking about popularity? Are we talking about legacy? Or are we talking about like game design itself?
Well, ideally, all of
Quality
those
of the game.
things.
So, I mean, I don't know. I still think Arkham City is probably the reasonable choice to win here. Maybe not by that margin, but
I don't know, maybe.
certainly I think it makes sense for it to win.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not on the Batman Arkham games hype because I've never really played them. Dark Souls 1, 66% over Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
That's fair. That seems like a reasonable percentage too.
if you don't respect your gamer heritage, you are lost.
Now here we go.
Rise of the Tomb Raider, 52% over Half-Life 2.
52%. It almost
Absolutely
didn't
disgusting.
You know, I'm not a huge. I've never really played Half-Life 2, but I don't think I've played Rise of the Tomb Raider, and I don't think it deserved to win. Really,
This is
just from my knowledge of it.
this one is
of Half-Life.
wild.
They need to make Half-Life 3. So just so they can
Yeah,
put it in
well.
polls like this. So that Half-Life 2
Sure.
doesn't have to
Even if
get
you lose to-
disrespected.
I'm sure if you
They'll lose
write
to, like-
Gabe Newell a very kindly worded letter, that will totally solve the issue that has been an issue for how many years now?
I mean, you can write him an
Over a
email.
decade.
His email's open. He responds
Do
sometimes.
you think he actually reads his own email, or if he has
I'm
somebody
pretty
else
sure he does. I mean, like,
screen it for him?
no, I'm pretty sure he does read his own emails. I think this is like common knowledge. At least, you know, among Valve. But the real problem is that I don't think Gabe does anything at Valve anymore. Like, I
He's
think,
busy researching brain-computer interfaces over in New Zealand.
yeah. Like, he does not work on video games anymore. So, I don't know why. I don't know what emailing Gabe Newell could really get you.
Nah, show up at his door. Go to him.
Oh yeah, let me fly to New Zealand.
Yep.
All right, Apex beats Super Metroid 54-46. That's not good, but
that's kind of dumb. Like
yeah,
I don't know. I get that there's a lot of appeal to Apex and has, you know, probably much more attention from the IGN
audience,
viewer
yes.
base. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like I feel like Metroid should have won that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to
I
agree,
agree.
and I've never played Metroid.
Yeah.
Or not Super Metroid. I don't remember which one I played.
Titanfall 2, 67% over Animal Crossing New Horizons. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing's pretty niche.
Uh-huh.
Reasonable.
We got Bloodborne 70% over Half-Life Alyx. I'm actually surprised Half-Life Alyx posted 30%, given that it's a VR game.
That's because not enough people have played it.
That's
Yeah.
that's like
Yeah.
that's at least 10 times as many people as the Steam like stats say that people like have VR.
Yeah.
Like very few people have VR at all. I'm surprised 30% voted for Alex.
Yeah. And the Bloodborne hype is real.
Bloodborne.
I mean, Bloodborne's
game,
pretty
turns
fucking
out.
good though.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
We're fucking good.
Tetris 68% over Rock Band. What a weirdly appropriate matchup. Like, obviously Tetris is gonna win, but like that just feels kind of right for some reason. I don't know why. 'Cause they're both like very casual games, I guess. Metroid Prime 54% over Hades 46.
This makes me sad.
This is absolutely wrong.
Yeah, Hades is good. Hades is real good.
I see you, Pipey. Yeah, one day. Maybe after more people. When did Hades come out? 2019.
2020.
Yeah. 2020, yeah, last year.
So it was in contender for Game of the Year.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, give it like a couple more years. Let the Steam sales do their thing.
Gotta come on.
Yeah. Give it some time on the Switch. Hades is horny and Metroid isn't. Sean, can you confirm?
More people should vote for Hades.
That's also true. That's true.
Hades is appropriately horny for a game about the Greek gods.
I don't think it's horny enough for a game about Greek mythology.
That all the characters were almost naked. They almost made all the characters, like early in development, they were going to make every single character just naked all the time. They decided against it for various reasons.
When's the next Steam sale? Unrelated question.
I don't know, man. I feel like that could have at least been put in as like an option or an unlockable like game mode.
In nude mode.
Nudity mode.
Let's see, where was I? Oh yes, 2 games that are both crossed out. Super Mario Brothers 3, 70% over Persona 5 Royale.
Persona 5 Royale.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense. Much more people have played Super Mario Bros.
Yeah. RE4, 79% over Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That hurts, but fair, I think.
Yeah, it would have been nice if it was closer, but I guess that's fair.
I would have loved for it to be closer, but I can understand why RE4 won.
Yeah. Here we go. Breath of the Wild, 65 over Final Fantasy 7.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Yeah, I feel like it's a reason why this isn't closer is because Breath of the Wild is just more recent and it's just much more present in people's memory.
Yeah,
also,
I haven't.
Like Final Fantasy 7 is from '97.
Yeah.
So like, unless people are thinking about the remakes, which are different from the original games in like a story level,
Mm-hmm.
then like, yeah, probably not a lot of people actually playing Final Fantasy 7.
I can't remember the last time a game was as universally like Breath of the Wild was hugely critically acclaimed, acclaimed. I can't remember the last game that was that acclaimed. Like even Last of Us 2, which won a bunch of fucking awards, still had controversy about how good it actually was.
Honestly, some of the ones that I can think of are just ones that have already shown up on this list, like Skyrim and BioShock.
Yeah.
When those games came out, they were huge deals. They were very critically acclaimed.
True.
Wasn't RDR2 also?
Oh yeah, I guess Red Dead 2 is also very, very critically acclaimed. Yeah. Man, too bad it's not on this list.
Yeah, imagine.
Where's Fortnite? Yeah, Fortnite was here. It was where was it?
It's not allowed.
There it is.
That's
lost to WoW in the first round, which is basically what it deserved. All right. And in the second rounds, we had Last of Us beating Smash Bros. Ultimate 64-36.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's reasonable to me.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as Smash is a good game, it is a party game. I think it pretty solidly loses to a structured single player game like Last of Us.
Mm-hmm. GTA 5 72% over Halo 2. That's pretty big, but
yeah,
I understand GTA 5 winning, but that's a big margin.
It's GTA 5, man.
Hurts a little bit, but
I imagine a lot of people haven't played Halo 2.
That's
because it's just
probably
so
true. Yeah.
I mean, it's in the
MCC.
Yeah, the MCC. It got the remaster treatment.
Oh yeah, that was remastered. I played that remastered and I forgot it was remastered. Because I'm pretty sure I just used the original graphics the entire time. Batman Arkham City 67% over Pokemon Yellow. I mean,
totally fair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Again, I made my spiel about Pokemon Yellow before. It beat Street Fighter 2, and I think that's reasonable with how close that was. Absolutely loses out to basically anything that proceeds to the next bracket.
Yeah. Dark Souls 54% over Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Yeah,
I
anybody
can't
who votes
believe
for Rise
it's that
of the Tomb Raider,
close.
fuck you.
So does this mean that Dark Souls is better than Half-Life 2? Your thoughts?
I mean, objectively, I don't know, but I think if Half-Life 2 proceeded to face Dark Souls in the bracket, I still think Dark Souls would have won.
You think so?
Comment.
I think so. If we're talking about like in terms of the IGN voters, I think Dark Souls would have won. Still.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm.
Also, I if I wanted to piss off Sean, I would have just said, yeah, absolutely, fuck Half-Life 2.
No, that's my job. That's why I asked the question like a fucking asshole.
It's pretty funny that Titanfall 2 and Apex Legends ended up facing
Yeah.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
59 to 41,
Ironic.
yeah.
Titanfall 2 is
Titan-
better than Apex, so
Yeah, Titanfall 2 absolutely won that. Although it should have won by a larger margin than it did, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
I think in
I
terms
guess.
of like the player basis for the two games, I think this is probably
yeah.
reasonable.
Yeah, Apex is still pretty popular, especially like overseas.
I mean, I don't know. At least Titanfall 2 is still around. Like I'm pretty sure Titanfall 1 is just straight up no servers. Like it's not supported. Titanfall 2 still is.
Is it? I don't know.
I cannot confirm this nor deny it.
Bloodborne 55% over Tetris. It's a weird matchup.
Yeah, again, Tetris beats Rock Band just because Tetris has like
It's Tetris.
more history to it. But like as soon as you start putting it up against modern AAA games, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose pretty fucking fast.
I mean, 55-45. That's pretty close.
It is pretty close. Like it's very commendable, but there was no way it was getting to like semis.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna get to the semis, but I think it could have gone to the quarters.
Maybe.
Maybe up against not Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Against Half-Life Alyx? Oh yeah. If somehow Half-Life Alyx beat Bloodborne, I think Tetris absolutely beats Half-Life Alyx.
I mean, yeah, more people play Tetris.
Yeah. Imagine, imagine just looking at those two numbers of people who have played any version of Tetris versus Half-Life Alyx. Like, how many times do you think you could divide those two numbers within each other?
Whatever that number would be, it would still be more people than have played Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah. Like, goddamn.
It turns out Sean is the only one who's ever played Half-Life Alyx, and
That
all
just
of
makes
that
it even
vote-
better. It's exclusive.
It's exclusive.
It
to
makes me
you.
even more elitist than Ivory Tower.
Yeah, unfortunately, this means, Sean, if I ever go to your house again, I'm going to strap into your index and play Half-Life Alyx for, like, however long the game takes and just completely ruin your headset and your controllers. I'm just going to sweat it up.
I thought you were gonna say that you were gonna strap into the setup and play Half-Life Alyx and just shit on it the whole time.
Yeah, just while... No, I can't do that. I can't see in the real world while I'm playing the game, so Sean will just kill me.
Sean's standing there like in the doorway,
Yeah.
like holding a gun, just watching you play, waiting for you to say anything bad.
It's like, oh, I think you missed a resin right there on the ground. Why don't you bend over and pick it up, you piece of shit?
Yeah, I have that game memorized.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know why this makes me think of when we were playing that board game, Sean, and it was the I forgot what the game was called, but it was the who could you take in a fight?
Oh, wavelength.
Yeah, and of course Sean got the who could you take in a fight? Or
Yeah.
no, or was it? No, it was who could you take in a fight?
It was like could beat up versus could beat you up, and I like in the middle or like towards the could beat you up side. I said like Chris Pratt, I think.
Damn, dude. I mean, he's so cool.
I'm just gonna towards the end of could beat you up. I'm just gonna say anybody with a fitness routine,
Damn.
like anybody with like a 0.2 or less body fat percentage.
Anyone who works in like manual labor. All right, we got Super Mario Brothers 3, 72% to Metroid Prime.
Really
I
giving
think Metroid Prime should have won that.
shout out for Nintendo winning this bracket.
Yeah.
True.
In terms of Super Mario Bros. Versus Metroid Prime, again, I've said that I don't really like Super Mario Bros. 3 all that much. I think Metroid Prime should have won that.
Yeah. It's a weird choice. 3.
I wouldn't have complained if it was like, Metroid Prime won by a slim margin, but I still think Metroid Prime should have won.
Mm-hmm.
I never played either, so no comment.
Breath of the Wild, 55% over RE4.
Let's fucking go.
Hey, that's again pretty close. I think that's reasonable.
I'm surprised it was that close.
I mean, people really like Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, true, I guess.
True.
They did obliterate
It's
Castlevania.
one of those where it's both a cult classic and just straight up like a box office success.
Yeah.
Like it is like just genuinely popular in the traditional sense, but it's also still like kind of niche and culty.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's like the best of both.
All right, in the semi-quarter 8th finals, we've got GTA 5, 58% over The Last of Us, which, I mean...
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. A very unanimous choir of,
Like, I'm not gonna complain,
Yeah.
but like, I could have seen it being either.
Yeah. Batman Arkham City, 64 over Dark Souls, Uno.
That's kind of
Rough.
nutty to me, considering who is
I'm
voting on these
surprised.
results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am also surprised, and I wish it was closer.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess...
I could understand the argument for that Dark Souls should have won, but like even if it wasn't gonna, I'm surprised it didn't get closer.
Yeah, I guess you could say that this bracket is the Dark Souls.
Both of these games did like spawn. Wait, Arkham City?
Arkham City.
Yeah.
I guess Arkham City didn't spawn a genre, but Arkham like
Well, I mean,
the original one.
The Arkham franchise spawned the genre.
Yeah, they did create that genre of, or they codified that genre of like brawler.
Mm-hmm.
And the Dark Souls made every game into the Dark Souls of X.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I think it's pretty notable when a game spawns an entire genre, considering that Dark Souls spawned the Souls-like.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And in a sense, Metroid and Castlevania sort of fused to create the genre of Metroidvania.
Yeah, I think it's funny. Like you have Metroidvania, which are like two like separate games, and then you have Soulsborne, which is like the same dev. They're just called Soulsborne games. I don't know.
I don't hear Soulsborne at all. I only hear Souls-like.
Yeah, Soulsborne is more like the
Soulsborne.
Well, Soulsborne is more like the term for like, Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne, which is like specific to FromSoft, and then like games that are like those games are Souls-likes.
Like there are Souls-likes that are.
I'm pretty sure that's the tag on Steam.
Different. Yeah.
I think it is, but I feel like I've been hearing a lot more like Soulsborne as a term recently.
Well, maybe when
Speaking of
Bloodborne's on Steam. Yeah?
Titanfall 2 almost beat Bloodborne.
It's true, it did. 52 to 48.
But it didn't. And that's what's important here.
That would have been... Well, I mean, that would have been pretty funny if Titanfall 2 beat Bloodborne.
I
would have
been
to get
mad.
destroyed by Legend of Zelda.
Yeah. I mean, that's fair,
I would
though.
have been kind of mad if Titanfall 2 won.
Speaking of, Breath of the Wild, 64% to Super Mario Bros. 3. Man, Super Mario Bros. 3 really got this far.
There's the 2 label there, and I thought it said Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I was
Yeah,
like, wait, what?
Yeah, this is a leaked chart. This is from 2025.
True.
Yeah. I don't know if there's anything that could have gotten to this bracket that would have been able to compete with Breath of the Wild at this point.
Surprising in the outcome.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Like, I don't know, Hades maybe, but in terms of like
No.
getting
Nah,
actual
yeah.
votes, it wouldn't have. If we're talking about like quality, it might have, but in terms of votes, Breath of the Wild being in this general area just sort of really fucked up the bracket for everybody else.
Yeah, smurfing.
Those big Nintendo Stockholm syndrome that like a large portion of the gaming audience has.
Yeah. Also known as owning a Nintendo console.
Bruh.
That's how they get you. So in the quarters for this side of the bracket, we had GTA 5 versus Batman Arkham City. And GTA 62'd them.
Yeah,
Pretty resound.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does make sense. It'd be what it
Again,
be.
GTA 5 has a similar thing to San Andreas for me, where it's like it just does a lot of things very well. It's hard to identify specific weaknesses to it that would make it like it would make something compete particularly well against it.
Did Rockstar ever make like more single player content for GTA 5?
Single player content? No, I don't believe they did.
So they haven't done that for GTA 5 or Red Dead 2.
No. It's only multiplayer stuff that they've added.
I'm not saying they're dropping the
When
ball,
is
but they are fucking
Rockstar-
throwing the ball at the ground.
When is Rockstar gonna just nut up and make an MMO?
Yeah.
Like they obviously want to.
I mean, honestly, that might just end up being like GTA 6.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, do it.
I'm fully imagining GTA 6 would
Commit.
come out without a story campaign, and like it would just be like GTA 6 online, where there would be like a quest line for a story.
I mean, surely they have to be like
At
looking
that
at
point,
the
it's just an MMO.
surely they have to be looking at like the GTA role-playing servers that are popping off so hard, or that at least have been popping off on GTA 5, and they have to be like thinking, right? Like you can't just like ignore that.
I don't know, maybe.
GTA Infinite.
Yeah. Yeah, they're gonna add a battle royale to GTA. It's gonna be the entire
Surprisingly,
next
Already done
game.
that.
I mean, GTA 5 had like standard like multiplayer game modes when it first
Yeah,
came out.
that's true.
People might
Yeah,
still
maybe they already
play.
had.
They had like team deathmatch and stuff. I'm surprised they wouldn't have added a battle royale of some kind by now.
Red Dead 2 and GTA 4 better than GTA 5?
GTA 4 is not better than GTA 5.
I wouldn't say GTA 4.
Red Dead 2 is definitely better than GTA 5, but I'm GTA 4 definitely not better than GTA 5.
You know what I just realized?
Oh, they did add battle royale to GTA 5. What's up, Joey?
I was looking at a list of Rockstar games.
Yeah.
And because they made Manhunt, which Manhunt became a banned game in the US. I didn't realize they made a Manhunt 2.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
Manhunt 2 generated also an extreme controversy when it came out because it was even more violent than Manhunt 1.
Yeah.
But then, like,
even more graphic.
And then I keep going, and I just see Austin Powers. And they made an Austin Powers.
What?
They made 2 Austin Powers games for the Game Boy Color.
Oh, for the Game Boy. Okay. I was gonna say, there's no way they made like a 3D like.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it. Fucking Bethesda used to make sports games way back in the day.
Fair.
Speaking of sports games,
Go on.
I thought you were
Bloodborne
you were gonna
lost
disconnect.
to Legend of Zelda.
Yes, Bloodborne.
What a surprise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is the natural order of things.
Yeah, 65-35.
It doesn't surprise me. It would have been nicer if it was closer, but it does surprise me.
Yeah.
And then somehow
Breath of the
Legend of Zelda
Wild.
didn't win.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild loses to GTA 5's 55%. That is close.
It is incredibly close.
GTA 5 is a mammoth game with a mammoth fan base.
But you
Yes.
see, this is where IGN came in and rigged the election because they're
Yeah.
like, there's no way that we can let a Nintendo game win this when we've done so much GTA 5 content.
Yeah. They
Do
had
you
the-
think that Zelda would win against God of War?
I think it would have stood a chance. Yes, I
Mm.
do think the possibility
God.
is there for it to have stood a chance.
Wait.
Maybe
It both of these fucking final brackets involved a GTA game.
yes,
That is correct. Yes.
yes.
San Andreas
Yep.
got blown the fuck out by God of War.
And then God of War had to go against
I-
GTA 5. Yes.
I think God of War would have beaten Zelda.
Did they not show you what the percentages were for the final?
This is actually like not the. I actually photoshopped in the God of War text into the final bracket. It is what won, but I actually don't think they released like a full bracket image of the result. Let me see if they posted like the percentages on Twitter.
So I want to see how this matchup went.
Yeah, I'll draw it in with
Sean,
my paintbrush.
I do think you're right, Sean, in that Breath of the Wild would have lost, but I want to know the percentages because I feel like it would have been close.
Maybe. Imagine
feel
this.
like-
I can easily imagine this being 60-40 in favor of God of War.
I don't see a
I
percentage
think we can
here.
all agree that God of War 2018 is not, in fact, the best video game of all time.
No, definitely not. But the problem is that
Yeah, probably not.
there are so many good games and so many games that you could argue would be the best that it makes something like this really hard to do, even just in a simple debate form.
Oh yeah,
Trying to
of
make
course.
it
This
into a fucking sports.
yeah,
style bracket
this
is
this
just
whole
insane.
thing was of course a joke from the very beginning. Because Disco Elysium's not on this list.
I was about to say that, yeah,
Yep.
Disco Elysium is not in this bracket, so how can this even be best video game of all time when it's not even including...
I don't even know what you guys are talking about.
Like,
When it's not even including what is possibly the greatest work of fiction ever created by humans.
yeah, like I know Disco Elysium probably would not even get to the quarterfinals because it's just that niche. But bruh,
Yeah, I mean,
they
part
put
of the
Shadow
issue
of the
here is that-
Colossus on there. They put Fortnite on there. They put League of Legends on there.
Part of the issue with this is that it's determined by votes from a general public.
IGN.
So
people.
you're getting,
Yeah, the problem is that the game, like,
there's no way that this could ever have been objective.
of course,
It would have been biased in every way from the very beginning.
yeah, of course. But the real problem is that IGN came up with this idea, and then they got like Hulu is presenting this bracket, apparently this image.
They really are presenting it like it's a fucking sports tournament.
Yeah, I mean,
It's fucking March Madness over here.
I guess they got some people talking about it, which is
I mean, we're talking about it right now.
yeah, and that's probably
I don't think IGN cares if we're upset with their
Yeah,
with the result. They're just glad that it's getting attention.
yeah. And that's why, from this moment forward, I solemnly vow to never speak the phrase IGN ever again.
Fucking bet.
I mean, it probably wouldn't be that hard. I don't I don't watch any of their reviews or read any of their articles, so
IGN typically presents a lot of the like trailers, so that's like my extent of IGN viewing.
give 5 subs if I say the forbidden phrase. What am I, a shill? I mean, I am, but not for those folk.
Subverse.
Yeah, where's Subverse?
Yeah.
There's a separate category for smut games.
All right, lightning round. Joey, what's the greatest game of all time? Sorry, the best video game of all time. Go.
Oh shit! Come back to me. Try again.
Oh my god, Sean, go.
So
Oh my god.
right now it's still Bastion.
Okay. Oh, there wasn't like a butt to that. All right, fair.
Or I have to finish my second playthrough of Disco Elysium and then reevaluate that decision.
All right, Duncan, go.
There are too many games that I love in a capacity that I could not pick between them.
God, this fucking guy. The parents lie.
I mean, dude, if I went to my fucking Steam library and looked at my top tier list, I could not pick a single one of those games to just be best amongst themselves. There's no way I could do that for all games I've ever played.
Yeah, but this is a lightning round. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to go with your gut.
Lightning round?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking lightning round. Pokemon Mystery Dungeons Explorers of Sky.
There you go.
Best video game ever made.
My gut instinct is to say Disco Elysium. Because I just finished my second playthrough of that game, and I'm going to play it a third and probably fourth time. Actually, wait, I'm already playing it a third time. I forgot I started another playthrough.
Fair.
Well, I think...
So when's our Disco Elysium Power Hour?
Oh, yeah.
Contract completed.
I think I probably have to finish my
Thanks,
second
Warglow.
playthrough first.
Dude, did you know Kim is 43?
Yeah.
Fucking old in that game. It's fucking sick. Yeah, the real best video game of all time was the horrible decisions we made along the way.
True.
Nah, man. Life.
Knack 2, baby.
Life is
Yeah.
the best video game of all time.
No, it's not.
I after momentarily panicking, my gut says Dead Space 2.
Dead Space 2.
That is me doing lightning with as
Reaching into
minimal
the
thought as
gut.
I had time
Mhm.
for. Yeah, I had to reach in there, and my gut says first thing that pops in my head is Dead Space 2. Fucking love Dead Space 2.
It's fair enough.
Can we all just take a moment to fucking acknowledge that Sean's choice was fucking Bastion?
I mean, yeah. Have you seen his Steam profile? Have you seen his review for that game?
Like, I'll just be straight up. Even amongst fucking like Supergiant games, which I know Sean is a massive shill for, I don't think Bastion is the best one of them. I think Hades fucking smokes Bastion.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
I'm totally honest.
Waiting for Sean to rejoin.
Sean's... Oh, is he
Bastion
gone?
was good, but by comparison, it was thoroughly
left.
mediocre.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said Knack 2 baby and then left. Yeah, no, I've played as a player of Bastion, as a player of Hades. I enjoy Hades a lot more than I enjoyed Bastion.
Earthworm Jim is the
Dead Space
greatest
2
game
is a
in
fucking phenomenal
franchise.
game.
What was that, Joey?
Oh no, I was just commenting on what Sai said.
The Dark Souls of games.
I'm super excited for the remaster, and they're making another fucking. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh yeah.
Oh, I guess I have to point the gun at chat now, right? That's the streamer thing to do. Chat, what's the best game of all time? Go. Lightning, gut reaction, reach in there. Reach into your intestines, pull it out.
Sega.
Underrail. Witcher 3. Calgun double P's. Sega Bass Pro Fishing. Yes, Sega Bass Fishing is correct. Finally, someone was right.
Did you give yours, Tyrone? I wasn't.
Yeah, I said Disco Elysium.
Right,
That was
right.
my-
Tyrone's on
my
an
gut reach.
alternate account right now. He's rigging the election.
Man, I'm still waiting
Bruh.
for Disco Elysium to go on sale.
What would I consider the Dark Souls of smut games? I honestly haven't played enough smut. You know what? Is it my New Year's resolution next year is going to be to play more smut games? That's going to be my New Year's resolution next year.
What qualifies as smut game? Like, is it just enough for it to be like?
I'll burn that bridge when I get to it.
Like clothed titty, or are we talking like full H game?
I mean, I think both of those would probably fall into the category of smut, yeah?
All right.
Yeah, probably. I'd probably say like, yeah.
I mean, I played the Fate Stay Night visual novel. That's, you know, that's a game. And fucking Hollow Ataraxia. Man, did I just admit to being a fucking dweeb? A weeb on stream? Man, can't believe it. I would never.
I mean, the fact that you're streaming makes you automatically a fucking loser, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, that was a given. But I didn't have to be a weeb and a loser.
Oh man, that's right. You still need to send me those files.
More files?
For Fate?
Oh, did I not do that?
No, you sent them to Elijah, I think. I don't think I got them. Bruh.
I would never distribute so... Oh. Size just gifted me.
Uh-oh.
Hentai Mosaic Neko Waifus. Well, I know what I'm doing January 1st. Fuck me.
What a great way to ring in the new year.
Dude, like, I can't...
Time Mosaic.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with the knowledge that I obtain in the... Like, I'm not gonna... I'm not gonna be able to stream these games. I don't think... I mean, I'm not 100% certain, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna be able to, like... I don't know what video I would want to make after... Hold on. I need to take a note. I have an idea. I could refuse the gift? No. No, I appreciate the gifts. Private Discord streams? Oh, God.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear God.
Yikes.
I mean, technically speaking, I'm not even going to entertain the idea.
But you thought I heard you think about it for a second there.
I think a lot of things, Duncan.
Every time people start talking about smut games, I think of when Dylan was like, man, I just got done playing Hoonie Pop.
Yeah. Yeah, when
they came out with the second one, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, when he dropped the bombshell that he plays Hunipop. Which admittedly, honestly, like, I was surprised, but I wasn't that shocked, because he's just a sad man.
Yeah.
I hope he watches this.
He probably won't.
Oh, hey, I just looked at my notes for this whole thing, because I didn't look at my notes the entire time, despite the fact that I made notes for this this thing. There's no Fire Emblem or XCOM games on this list, and also, oh wait, no, I talked about that. Okay, no, yeah, that's it. I just wanted to... There's no Fire Emblem or XCOM games. Kind of niche games, but...
I guess we could take a moment to talk about, like, what games from these series we would nominate to be on this list.
I think we covered that, like, fairly enough as we were, like, going through the list itself of the chosen games.
I'm talking about, like, the ones that didn't make it on.
Like, oh, what you mean, just like
an XCOM or a Fire Emblem? Like, which one would we choose?
Man, somebody talking about gifting you the entire Necropara volume?
Oh, God. Am I going to get drowned in smut games? I didn't ask for this. I just said play more, not all of them.
You said it on a public platform. I think you were inviting this.
Yeah, but like, it's a New Year's resolution. It's like saying I'm going to start working out. Like, yeah, you do it for a few months. I'm not trying to fucking wring myself out.
I was going to say it's a slippery slope, though. I don't know if... I think it's a lot easier to fall into the pit of smut games than it is to fall into the pit of being a gym rat.
I have faith in my conviction. I'm a man of... Well, I'm not a man of God. That's ostensibly not true. But I have conviction. No, I'm not saying I'm going to play nothing but smut games for... Alright, you know, never mind. I don't know why. Why have I said
It makes me
this?
think of I went through Elijah's like entire library because he was like so proud of all the games that he owns,
And most
like
of them were like
Elijah.
visual novels.
Like 50% of these are all smut, and he's
Yeah.
like, "No, they're not." I'm like, "Yes, they are." I went through each and every single one. I was like, "Look at this, Elijah. Is this not smut?" He's like, "No, they're wearing clothes."
That is a very Elijah response.
I mean, that's why I asked before, like, what constitutes a smut game? Is clothed titty enough? According to Elijah, the answer is no.
I'm not sure Elijah's a good barometer for very much. Aside for like,
one. Or,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something funny about him. Bless his heart. What an absolute moron.
Salt of the earth.
Yeah, great guy. Fucking just awful. Terrible.
Yeah.
What are some of the quotes that we have from him in the Hall of Fame?
I'm pretty sure I can't
most of them
read
are
most
not
of
allowed
them. Yeah,
to...
like I can't read most of the things that he's said on a fucking Twitch stream. Like, honestly, I took a gamble like allowing him to join my Discord server.
Trying to. Yeah, no, that's a nope. I mean, there's the Iraq one.
I mean,
that one's like plausible for usage.
Yeah, I mean, if you frame it as a joke, but those are words that came out of his fucking mouth.
Those are words that came out of his mouth and not as a joke.
Yeah.
Spoken in earnest.
As a member of the fucking armed forces.
Well, I mean, there's two of them. There's two because there's the or there was the like the religious orientation and then there's the goal of the war against ISIS.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
The two separate ones. The Iraq one is a good start.
Yeah, that's... It may just be a good idea to table that. Leave that there.
Yeah, here we'll just leave Elijah alone. Smut and stuff, you know, and continue with our day.
Hey, what time is it? It's what? 1 in the morning? That's reasonable. I didn't think this would go 2.5 hours. I was prepared to play Quake afterwards, but you know what? I'm satisfied
this was
with
a big list of stuff. There was a lot to talk about. I'm not surprised it lasted this long.
True.
Also, there were 4 of us giving opinions.
True.
I mean, I could have gone longer easily if we were more interested in debating things for even longer.
I know.
Now you have new games, Taryn. Look at that. Look at the
yeah.
This is just a win.
I'm gonna have to categorize those in my fucking Steam library now too. What am I even gonna?
I mean, you could just create a smut category for them.
Just a New Year's resolution category.
Yeah, that's what I'll call it. New Year's. Just title the fucking whole category New Year's. That's like I'm gonna forget that Here's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm gonna forget that I said this unless someone in chat reminds me later, and I'm just gonna be like scrolling towards the bottom of my Steam library, and I'm just gonna be like, "Huh? New Year's? Oh."
Yeah, it's funny because you said, "How am I gonna categorize these?" And I'm like looking through. I'm like, man, categories?
Yeah. Yeah,
I have very basic categories, but I do not separate that stuff from anything else.
Yeah, your smut is it's got room to breathe.
Like, man, I don't have much. All right.
I believe it. You're wasting $4 for a meme.
Imagine having $4 to waste on a meme.
I mean, it could have been worse. You could have donated to the stream. That's like an even worse waste.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you're wasting, like, how much is a tier 2 sub?
Oh yeah, actually, subs are even worse because I get less of that money. Yeah, that's a waste of money.
Wasting money each month on this stream, which
Yeah.
is a meme.
What's more important, giving Tyrone smut or feeding your kids? Like,
That's true.
there's an obvious answer, and one was chosen.
Yeah, there's priorities to this shit. And there's a green screen behind me right now, but I am not.
You know, I mean, now that they know that,
Oh, I want them to know.
You're never gonna stop seeing requests for a face reveal.
No, I'll just do I'll just do I'll do something. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm gonna fucking. My webcam is just one of those shitty like $50 Logitech ones, so the green screen does not track well at all. Also, like, it doesn't help that on the fucking camera, the green is not like, it's fucking army green rather than green screen green because it's a bad camera and there's also not very good lighting in this room. I guess I could just buy like a backlight for it and that would help with that. But this camera sucks. I could get a new webcam, but I don't know if it's worth it.
How big is that green screen?
It's large. It's
I'm not gonna lie, I think green screens are super cool, and I nominate myself for any science.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna come over to my house?
That hasn't. Yeah, I've done that before. We did that last week.
I was just saying, coming over to my house for a green screen.
Supply drop.
I
Complete.
mean, I've done more for less.
Oh, thanks,
I've
Moo.
been bribed with fucking string cheese. All right.
That is true. Yeah, you have been bribed for string cheese. Maybe on the birthday stream. Maybe I'll turn on the webcam on the birthday stream when I'm playing Super Monkey Ball. Then maybe my resting slightly bitch face will be slightly happier because I'll be playing Super Monkey Ball. No?
I mean, I think it'd be funny if you did a monkey ball stream with a face cam while you were wearing like,
Yeah.
you were wearing like monkey costume or fucking some shit.
Like the fucking gorilla costume in that episode of SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Sure.
absolutely.
Oh, when's the birthday? It's October 5th, so that's what, like next, what day is it next week? Next Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And I'm pretty certain that I'll be playing Super Monkey Ball. I'll be streaming that on that day. I don't know if I'll probably do like 1 or 2 streams in between now and then.
Oh yeah, I'll
What
set
was
up
I
that dinner stuff that I was talking about for around that time too.
I honestly don't even remember what you were talking about.
Bruh.
Oh, no, I
I just
remember.
went over to your house.
Yeah, yep. I remember. I was playing Counter-Strike at the time when you came over, all right? I can't be expected to remember everything you say.
Yeah, you can. Counter-Strike sucks. It wasn't even on the best games list.
Wow.